What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Welcome back to another WrestleMania season Raw watch-along. Show is just about to start, literally right now. I don't even have the volume turned up yet. And yeah, we are here for Monday night. How y'all doing? 3 days in a row for GoodMicWork. Winged Eagle podcast on Saturday, Elimination Chamber review last night, and now we're here with a Raw review. Or a Raw watch-along, excuse me. All right, for me, over here, Modern Family is wrapping up. So Raw should be kicking off any second. How you guys doing? Let me do a sound check here. And yeah, we're looking good. I do have the volume on the microphone a little bit low, or the gain turned down a little bit low, only because I don't want to pick up too much of the volume of the TV. So you may have to turn up your volume a little bit louder than normal to hear me. But I kind of did that on purpose because it worked last week. You could barely hear anything. So just want to be careful with these, make sure they don't get pulled down for any reason. Crowd will go insane if Edge beats up Orton. Well, you know something like that's going to happen. You got to wonder what kind of Edge we're going to see. Is it we're going to see an enraged Edge, you know, coming back for serious revenge, or, you know, what's his demeanor going to be like? I'm assuming he's going to be enraged. The show is opening with Becky Lynch. They just announced that a little while ago on the social meds. So she'll be opening up the show, and I'm sure she's got a few things to say about Shayna Baszler's dominant yet underwhelming performance last night at the Elimination Chamber. What's going on? Stone Cold, Addicted Chip, Liam, Bruce, Jet, Ben, Austin, Diehard, Reese, Infinite, David, Jet, Michael, Tim. Good to see everybody in here. Now we got all these stupid pay-per-views out of the way. The road to WrestleMania is officially here. This is pretty much night one. We've got four Raws or something? Or maybe three? Thought it was four. Before we get to WrestleMania. So we got some time for some decent build here, hopefully. And we've got, we went through the card last night at the end of the chamber review, and I think we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 14 to 16 matches kind of penciled in for this show, so that's crazy. Oh, they're in DC tonight. Makes sense. They were in Philly last night. All right, make sure I can hear this myself here. There we go. Wow, I can't believe that. I guess that was 2 months ago now. Jesus, really? Poor Beth. RKO'd. I saw a few fans like kind of complaining that they announced this, but it wouldn't have been that much of a surprise for Edge to show up tonight, you know? I don't think they really spoiled anything. What are they saying? Oh, Edge, okay. So they're waiting for Edge to go. Oh, man, does that mean he's going to get attacked in the parking lot? I mean, if they've got cameras back there waiting for him to arrive in a vehicle, do you think it's possible? I think it's very possible that Randy Orton could be lurking in the shadows or in the cars or something and does something to old Edge. Stretching this thing out even more. $5 says Edge hits Orton with an RKO. Could be. Unless Orton jumps him in the parking lot. I think that's very possible. Addicted Chip, good to see you, man. Thanks for the $2. What's good, Greg? Got my AEW tickets for 422 Philly. Nice. That's a Wednesday, I'm assuming, right? It's got to be. Good. That is awesome. Is it in the Wells Fargo, or is it in a smaller building? K-Dogs, Keno, good to see you, man. Thank you for your Patreon support there. You just tweeted me a minute ago, excuse me. Brand new $20 patron. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Always good to see you in here. Welcome. Hopefully we'll make the best of tonight's Raw. I think, yeah, you're saying the same thing I am, Randy. As soon as they did that cut back to the parking lot, I'm like, oh, shit. It's a very likely possibility that Randy Orton could jump out and attack Edge, slam his head in the door or something. And then maybe Edge, you know, but he's got to be on TV a little bit, man. You don't want to keep him all the way off TV until WrestleMania, but maybe that's what you do. Just give us little teeny tastes of Edge until WrestleMania to where we get him full blown. All right, let's see what Becky has to say here. See if she's shitting her britches or not. A lot of people say they didn't like the way the match went down with Shayna last night. I kind of think in a way they think that's good. Maybe the fans will actually cheer Becky. They were all about her a year and a half ago.
No more treading water. I finally know who my WrestleMania opponent is.
Becky, you knew the minute she took a chunk out of your neck. That's when you knew.
The cage fighter, Shayna Baszler. Let's take a look at...
You think Christian will be in the car with Edge when it pulls in? Could be. One of them should have been there with Beth last week. That's all I'm saying.
The following is the Elimination Chamber match, and it is for the right to face Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania.
That Chamber, man. See, with me, the reason I wasn't too distraught about the way the match went, because I didn't care. It was a match I didn't give a shit about to begin with. None of us did. We said as much. Oh my god, it's predictable. You know Shayna's going to win. WWE jumped the gun on the storyline and made it obvious. And there's really no big swerve they could really throw at you in that match, other than somebody, you know, interjecting themselves into the match or taking somebody out, somebody like a Nia Jax. Other than that, none of those other ladies are going to win this thing. So to have Shayna Baszler kind of do a Brock type of thing, where she just beats the shit out of everybody and annihilates them, you know, you need the strongest looking challenger possible if you're going up against a champion that's held the belt for a year. So I didn't really see the problem in that. And a lot of people didn't like Shayna hanging out after choking everybody out and just like standing there. Well, it made the match boring. To me, it made the match different. The elimination chambers are stupid. Who cares if they like try something? I will admit that maybe that didn't work. Fair enough. But I don't think it was like the most horrible decision in the world. You know, this elimination chamber was already going down in history as being predictable as fuck. So trying to change it up and doing something interesting with Shayna, I didn't really see the huge deal in it. It just felt flat. Crowd wasn't into it. Dead response. Baszler and Asuka coming together should have received this is awesome chance, and instead it received crickets. So some of that's on WWE and the structuring of the match, and the rest of it is on the fans for not giving a fuck. But I wanted to care a little bit more than what I did about the match. Good to see you, Chris. What's up, man? Thanks for the $5. Ultimate Swerve. Matt Hardy gets out of the car with Edge and Lita in the back seat. I don't think so. What was going on in that back seat? And where was Beth? I think Matt's AEW bound. I think he wants to keep us guessing for sure, but... Ooh. I just don't think he's coming back right now. Would be fun, though. Alright, so Becky just watched a whole bunch of Shayna hype. Let's see what she says. Some heavy breathing and some weird mannerisms are going to be involved here, I'm sure. I can't tell what they're chanting.
Now, here's the thing about Shayna Baszler. Last night, she cut through the entire field. In a matter of minutes, she chopped down the one person it has taken me my entire career to beat.
Hell, think about it. How good does that make Rhea Ripley look now? As dominant as Baszler was, Rhea put her down.
Top-ranked cage fighter for 10 years straight, has the longest reigning combined title reign in NXT.
That's a good Twitter poll. I meant to put that up last night.
She is a world-class scumbag.
Ooh.
That's right, Shayna Baszler, you black hole of charisma. And I might be a bitch, but I'm the bitch that runs this division.
Oh, whatever, Becky. For those of you who joined me for my Elimination Chamber review last night, I'm putting up this Twitter poll that I talked about. Assuming the two matches, the two women's matches at WrestleMania, Shayna Becky, Rhea Charlotte, only one of the NXT girls can win. Either Ripley or Shayna. Which one wins? How the fuck do you spell Baszler? Isn't it B-A-S-Z or some shit? B-A-S-Z. Yeah.
You are the biggest threat to come my way since I pried this from your little friend Ronda Rousey's broken hand last year.
Let's see what y'all say about that Twitter poll.
Looking for a fight, Shayna. You're not just looking to take a title either, are you?
No, I think that's what she's looking for, Becky.
You have been hiding in the shadows for over a year looking to rewrite history because normal people like me don't beat trained killers like you. Except I do. I did, and I will again. So at WrestleMania,
Did she call Baszler a little weirdo? I hope not.
Heart versus skill, the man versus the Queen of Spades. But I do believe in my bones that you are discounting me, that you are underestimating.
I believe in my bones.
And I'm gonna smash your face in for it.
I don't believe you, Becky.
The man is oozing confidence. Undaunted in the face of what Shayna Baszler did.
Jared, you voted for Rhea. Yeah, I'm curious, like, if only one can win. I mean, they might both win. But if it can only be one, like, which one do you want? Which one would you prefer? Are you ready to see Becky lose? Or can you just not stomach a Charlotte victory and you'll vote for that over anything? I think I know the way. I think I know which way the poll's going to go. I think it's going to be Ripley. But I'm just kind of curious. Some fans may be wrestling with their emotions. Action, or Drew's in action tonight. I have no idea. Just says in action. I don't know if he's taking on a jobber or what. Maybe he's taking on Ricochet and he'll make quick work out of him.
But you gotta believe tonight, Rey Mysterio in a emotionally charged mood, and he takes on the man who put him on the injured reserve for a month. It's Mysterio versus Angel Garza.
All right, we got Mysterio and Garza now. These four guys are only feuding with each other and having matches with each other. That's it. I mentioned last night, I think Garza and Humberto and Andrade and Rey can make a great Latino evolution. The pieces are there. I'm sure it would be better than the LWO. Angie, what's going on? How are you?
The engine doesn't work. Just position the other vents so they're aimed at you. It's no big deal.
Yeah, and as far as the women's matches go, I think I mean, I would love nothing more. Trust me, I'm rooting for both of the NXT girls. I want Shayna and Ripley to win. I just don't think that's WWE. That's not Vince, you know? They're not going to put down Charlotte and Becky. I just don't think so. I don't think they're in that stage in their career yet where they're just going to be putting other people over and shit. They'll get there, but I think they're both kind of like in the John Cena and Roman Reigns stage of their career right now, to where they're going to lose some matches. But they're not going to... It's got to be one or the other. I just see WWE doing it that way. Vince just is not going to... He's just going to do something. He's like, okay, if he's going to throw the fans a bone, he's going to give himself 1-2 and troll us. I just can't see Charlotte and Becky both losing. I'd be very surprised. I want them to. I'm trying to put myself in WWE's mentality, and it's not something they really do. So I think the best we're going to get is one of those ladies are going to win. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be Rhea. Fonte, good to see you, man. Thanks for the $5. You're awesome. What up, GoodMicWork and the fam? Not going to be here long. What do you think of DX siding with Taker and Finn, joining OC and maybe Kane getting involved? Oh, so you mean maybe really expanding that whole Taker and AJ thing? Oh, okay. That could be. Now, I'm really open to Undertaker not having a straight one-on-one match with AJ Styles. And I mentioned last night, since he did come out in Alistair's match, and the two kind of have similar gimmicks, put the two of them together in a handicap match against the OC. Now, if you want to add a bunch of other parts here and add DX, and then have, like, Finn, you know, join the club and all that, that would be super fun and everything. But maybe too complex, you know, considering everything else that's going on, and then you're bringing out more old dudes again, and Balor's got his hands full with Walter, so it might be fun to see, but I don't know pulling that off. I'd rather see, I mean, Aleister Black is sitting right there, a guy that's seemingly under a moderate push right now. I'd do something with him before anyone. So either way, though, I hope they add to the Taker and AJ match, because I think that's just best all around for the Undertaker, and for him not to look too bad in that ring. If Rhea does lose at WrestleMania, do I see her moving up to the main roster or staying on NXT? I see her staying on NXT. Because, I mean, Baszler and Rhea back-to-back like that coming up on the roster, I think that's going to leave maybe the NXT women's division in rough shape, or rougher shape. Rhea should maybe stay there a little longer. Unless they want to pass it right off to Bianca Belair. That would be a great victory for her. You know, if Rhea goes up to the main roster and then Bianca takes the belt off of Charlotte. But I think if Rhea loses, Rhea should stay in NXT and win the belt back from Charlotte. You know, because you got to think Charlotte's run in NXT, if she does win, will be temporary. She's not going to be down there forever. So if she does have to beat Rhea at WrestleMania and throw the wrestling world into a Category 5 panic, then I at least hope that Rhea takes the belt off of her, because Charlotte's got to lose the belt so she can go back to the main roster. She's not going to stay in NXT for that long. I would think a couple of months at the most. So I think Rhea should stay. And then either drop it to Bianca, but Bianca is so damn talented, she might bypass the title and come right to the main roster. But I would still, if it was up to me, I'd like to see Rhea pass it to her after beating her a couple of times, you know, and then finally Bianca gets her due and challenges Rhea one final time in a few months, beats her, and then Rhea goes to the main roster, and then it's Bianca's turn to carry the division, that kind of thing. But WWE's been known to bring people up early, and Bianca with that hair thing and how good she is on the mic and how entertaining she is, I can see them wanting to fast track her. It would be cool to see Velveteen Dream and Bianca Belair be champions at the same time. Don't you think? I think that would be cool. I'd like to see that, because I think Velveteen will probably win the title. Here comes Angel. Yeah, well, I don't know, Ratnick. I don't know if anybody's going to be going undefeated for a year anymore. It's possible. Either way, I think a Charlotte and Shayna Baszler showdown will be fun in the future. And if Charlotte does win the NXT title, that keeps the two of them away from each other for a while, because that's another thing to take into consideration about WrestleMania. I just thought about this now. If Charlotte loses to Ripley like everybody wants, then you get that match right away on Raw. You get Charlotte and Shayna pretty much can be done, because Charlotte will be back to the main roster. Shayna might have to get a rematch with Becky out of the way or something, but for the most part, Charlotte's going to be that challenger for Shayna. So we might get that a lot earlier than next year's WrestleMania. But if Charlotte wins the NXT title, hangs in NXT for a few months, drops the belt, comes back, but by that point, Shayna's in the middle of some other feud, months go by, and then you're at next year's WrestleMania, then you can put that together, for sure. But that's looking way ahead. WWE doesn't know what they're doing tomorrow, so thinking that far ahead of next year's WrestleMania might be kind of pointless. All right, we got Ray and Garza about to kick it off here. Bell's about to ring. Nicholas's dad is the referee. Zelina is looking very Zelina-ish, and we're ready to rock. Jordan Carg, thanks for the $2, man. I appreciate it. The one damn year I go to Mania, Taker isn't there. What year was that, dude? Has he done all the WrestleManias since he lost to Brock? He worked 31, he worked 32, he worked 33. Oh yeah, he did. He worked them all. Or wait, did he work last year? I don't remember. Yeah, they've done, you know, they did that thing at 31 with the NWO and DX, so if they did some sort of an Attitude Era Bullet Club type of showdown, it might be fun. They did that at Raw 25, remember, with the club and the NWO or the DX and shit. So they've done a little bit of that. NWO was just on TV a few nights ago. X-Pac looked ready to fight. I'm glad he finally dropped the bandana gimmick. His hairline is straight to the back of his head. It's hysterical. We all get old. And I know me making fun of somebody's hair is dripping with irony, but it's not going to stop me. Oh, yeah. Okay, Angie. Yeah, he didn't work last year. Yeah, he worked with Wyatt, and then he worked with Shane, then Roman, then Cena, and I forgot what he did last year. That's because he did nothing. I think that a tag is just better for him. He loves to tear his pants off, doesn't he? If I'm his opponent, I'm just going to do it early. I'm going to do it to start the match, just rip him off. I'm like, here. I'm not going to let you do that. Yeah, that sucks, Jordan, especially if you're going specifically to see The Undertaker, and he's at every other WrestleMania. He's only missed WrestleMania 10, and he missed 16, and maybe another one. And then the one time you go, he's not there. That's pretty annoying. I actually had the same thing happen, sort of, in 97, because I had not seen Bret Hart wrestle as the champion before, as the WWE champion. I had seen Bret work, but not as WWE champion. And then even when I went to a few shows in 96, that was after he lost the belt and he was on hiatus. So finally, I got my tickets for Raw in November, the episode with the midget Bret, but I got those tickets like 2 months before. So this is before it was even known that Bret was leaving. So I was really excited to like go to Raw right after Survivor Series, and I'm going to get to see Bret Hart, and hopefully he'll still be champion after his title defense with Shawn. And I was ready to see him, and then the screw job happened and he left the fucking company. And I was like sitting there like, it's still a very memorable Raw, one of the most fun wrestling nights of my entire life. But it's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? That's the whole reason I went. Is to support Bret and the Hart Foundation. I had a Canadian flag and everything. I was not fucking around. And then he wasn't there. Very sad. Very sad. All right, what's our... Oh, we got a small audience in here tonight. Man, the numbers have been really good the last 4 or 5 streams on the channel. So awesome last night for the Winged Eagle and for the Chamber review and everything. Last week's Raw watch along had a good audience. So thanks to everybody that's joining. And just get those likes up for me and smash that button so I don't look like a Jay Brone. People click on my page and be like, look at this guy with 36 likes, like he's going to go anywhere in life. Make me look better than that, y'all. Hook a brother up. They better not do AJ versus Roman again. Well, they're on separate brands right now, but I don't know why an AJ Roman match would be that bad. I'd be fine with it. Give me AJ Roman over Roman Corbin any day of the week. But right now, that's probably not an immediate threat, Joseph, because they're on separate brands. I wouldn't worry about it. Taker's only missed 10, 2035. I feel like I'm missing one. Yeah, you're missing 1 through 6. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I think that's it too. All right, so we're back from commercial. Garza is in control. Pants are off. His pants, not mine. Maybe mine are. You guys don't know. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the $5. Which mid-title has the most credibility right now? IC or US? Oh, God, that is kind of a tough one. I'd say they're about equal. Neither one of them feel any more meaningful than the other. They both have good champions, or have had good champions. Shinsuke had a nice run with the IC. Strowman dropped it way quicker than I thought, and now Sammy's champion. Andrade's had the US for a while. I don't know. I think the credibility is about equal. I think both titles are treated about the same. And neither one are good enough for me. Like, I can't stress enough, like, as somebody that grew up, like, in the early 80s and shit, and how important, even before, like, Bret and Perfect and Shawn, even prior to that, in the Valentine and Tito and Savage days, that belt was fucking important. In the Morocco days. That was a super important title to hold. And then when you went into the late 80s and early 90s, and it still had that just feeling of importance to it all the way through Razor Ramon's run and shit like that. And then it just felt like it went downhill, and it's never recovered to those glory days of 30 plus years ago. So I'm never going to be satisfied with the treatment of either title in modern times. There's just no way. I think there's always going to be a decent person holding it. Like in the US title situation, to me it doesn't matter which one of those 4 guys hold it. If Ray gets his hands on it, or Garza or something like that, they're all great workers and shit. It just, when there's a title change, your heart doesn't drop. You know, when Savage beat Santana with help from Danny Davis, it was like that heart-sinking moment. Now, if somebody drops the Intercontinental title, like Strowman last night, I give less than a shit. Don't even care. Don't even think twice about it, and actually pretty much forget about it right after it happens. And that is a stark contrast from the way it used to feel when these belts like changed hands and stuff. So it's just different. Times are changing. That's interesting. Yeah, Taker's up there in my favorite as well, just for his straight-up longevity. Just kind of soured on him in the last couple of years because he's just going on so long. Especially after 33. I think I got mad at him at 33. Because I don't really appreciate it when somebody makes me cry, and then only to find out they lied to me. Well, you're waiting too long, Garza. You're not going to pin him. Oh, thanks for that, Ryan. I've been seeing the previews for the Austin Brett podcast. That's going to be fun. So that's going to hit the network next Monday. That sucks. I kind of wish it was tonight. Oh, yeah, you guys, will you settle a debate? I saw a comment on one of my YouTube videos. I meant to respond to it, and I forgot to. Bret Hart, when he did that whole 4 out of 10 thing, wasn't he talking about The Undertaker and Triple H's Hell in the Cell match? Why do I remember that as the match that he was referencing? Which is why the whole 4 out of 10 thing became such a joke. And somebody was pointing it out to me, like, no, GoodMicWork, you're wrong. He was talking about the Brock Lesnar and Triple H match. And I was like, oh, well, that's weird. That doesn't really make the 4 out of 10 thing a joke then, because I think the Brock and Triple H match was a 4 out of 10. The match sucked. I thought the Taker and Triple H match was fantastic. Oh, Ray almost slipped off the, Has he got him? He does. All right, that was a good match there. Ray almost fell on the top rope there, but he landed it and pinned Angel Garza for the win. But I always thought the 4 out of 10 thing was referencing the Hell in the Cell match, and we were like, Brett, what are you thinking? That match was great. And so I don't know what the hell he was talking about then. Somebody said I had it wrong, and I don't know. Anyway, settle that for me. Help me out. Barry MK400, favorite Santino Marella moment. The time that he got in Jim Cornette's face at that convention. I don't know, on TV, I think I have any favorite moments. They all blend together for me for Santino. He always made me chuckle. I don't think I have a favorite moment per se, but I think I liked that. My favorite thing that he did was the way he walked to the ring, that little funny, like, little power walk that he did. I could watch him do that forever because it always cracked me up. Other than that, I don't care about Santino. I'm glad he's gone. Yeah, I know Brett doesn't like Triple H, and I know he was also kind of referencing Triple H's wrestling ability in that, too. I do remember that. You know, he's like a 4 out of 10 wrestler, but I always thought it was because of that cage match, and it all, like, blew our minds that he would think that. But if it's about the Brock and Triple H match, I'm like, well, that makes sense. If you ask me, that match was a 3 out of 10. So... Oh, was Owens going to get attacked? There's the AOP. And Murphy. Is he wearing a wetsuit? Going surfing, Murphy? Surfing Murph. Oh, Seth's got popcorn. Nice man bun and black glove. Totally doesn't look dumb at all. He threw his suitcase at him. I'm gonna hit you with my boxer shorts. All right, so Owens is getting beat down in the backstage area. Actually, I take it back. That was a good moment. I thought Santino might pull it off in that Rumble. That was actually a good moment for him. I don't dislike Santino. I think it's hilarious. It became too much. The Santina stuff and all that. Oh, hotel pans and cookie sheets. Speed racks. Poor Owens. Buried under aluminum. Lance Storm, look at him. Looking good, Lance. Nice haircut. Is that Sonjay Dutt? It is. He works there? Isn't that Sonjay? I have him confused with somebody else, the bald dude. What the fuck is he doing there? Okay, learn something new every day. Oh, I didn't even see Jamie Noble. I didn't recognize him. Are you sure that was Jamie Noble? Nick, good to see you. Glad you're here. My Monday night at work. What do you do that you can watch us?
Extra crispy or tenders. Get it with all the fixings and feed your whole family for just $20. Now hurry up and choose. You're hungry.
No shit. He's a road agent? Maybe I knew that or something, but it just kind of shocked me when I saw him there. I'm like, what the hell? He never even worked in any in-ring capacity for WWE in any way, did he? Awesome. Oh, so he was with that group with Abyss, because I know like Abyss got brought in. Jarrett, Jeremy Borash, somebody else, right? So maybe he was with that group. All right, maybe that makes sense. Maybe I do remember then. Yeah, I might have known that. It just got deleted from my memory. I hate that commercial, that fucking lady. Who is this? None of your business. It's my friend James wearing khakis.
With Metro by T-Mobile, you rule. Get one line of unlimited, just $40 when you switch. That's the best unlimited plan in wireless. And right now,
If you ever have a woman that yanks the phone out of your hand, leave her. Tomorrow. Just leave a note. I'm doing you a favor, trust me. Have y'all had the Popeyes chicken sandwich? I have. It's okay. Roger, I've gotten through the first 3 episodes of the Ruthless Aggression, but I haven't seen the Brock one, and I think there's another one. I think I might be 2 episodes behind now, and I did see that it is going to be coming back this fall for a 2nd season, so I don't know how many episodes this initial season is, or if they're done. Maybe next time around they get into Eddie and shit like that. Tell you what, I'm looking forward to the Vice documentaries. Chris Benoit, Dino Bravo, Owen Hart, New Jack, LOD. Some good subjects on the Dark Side of the Ring series that'll be starting soon, later this month. Oh yeah, Jake, not James. Let's go over here to the twatter, see what's going on over here.
You can't have my ice cream. Give me some. I'll save you some. But it's hard eating together. This is good too. Reese's.
Yeah, we've got Rhea Ripley. We don't have many votes on this thing, only about 100, but we do have Rhea Ripley winning that WrestleMania poll pretty handily, 67 to 33%. And the question was, if only one can win at WrestleMania, which one should it be, Rhea Ripley or Shayna Baszler? And Ripley looks to be the choice. Oh, here we go. Stone Cold Steve Austin returns. Oh, yeah, it's probably going to be next Monday after he returns on Raw, right? That's when the Brett interview will be. I'm glad that it's 316 day. Stone Cold retweeted me last year on 316 because I tweeted a video of him at the Royal Rumble 97. He sat on the top turnbuckle and he did the thing with his hand. And I was like, what day is it? So I got to remember to dig that tweet up and I'll retweet it next Monday.
Rhea Ripley, the NXT Women's Champion, defends her title against Charlotte Flair. I want to take you to some exclusive footage as Rhea Ripley got to step inside the home of WrestleMania in Tampa Bay, Raymond James Stadium.
Oh yeah, we saw this shit at Elimination Chamber.
It's insane to think that this is like the first time that an NXT championship or anyone from NXT is going to be on WrestleMania, and I get to have the privilege of being in that match. I was lucky enough to actually be able to come here before the big day and have a look around. I can't get over how many seats are here.
a lot of seats. I always get nervous when they're in Florida, man. I get worried about that weather. Hope it doesn't rain. It's pretty sly of them to have all the XFL shit in the background of that Rhea package here. Sneaky devils.
To be able to accomplish that, I really needed to help myself first and find who I was deep inside. So I changed absolutely everything, and I think I finally accomplished that. When I first
Oh, there's a new episode on the brand split. Okay. All right, so I'm 2 episodes behind. I'll try to catch up on those this week, probably Wednesday. Hello, Danny Almar. Good to see you from jolly old England.
You know, Charlotte's dad, Rick, he used to say, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And it pretty much means that to be the best, you have to beat the best.
Well, no shit, Rhea. We understand that that's what to be the man, you have to beat the man means. It means you have to beat the best.
And I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I know that this place is gonna erupt. To be the best, you have to beat the best. And I'm gonna beat the best to be the best.
I do like what they were saying though about her, you know, when she first kind of came in and we saw her for the first time, you know, around the Mae Young Classics and shit, and she had that long blonde hair and she wasn't like as rock and roll, you know, as she is now. And a lot of people made comparisons to her and Charlotte. They look alike. They're both kind of big, both athletic, and she wanted to get as far away from that comparison as possible, went in the other direction. She does it well. She's got the punk rock look pulled off. Except for WWE's refusal to let her have tattoos, which I think is hysterical. Independent contractors telling them what they can do. All right, here comes Charlotte. I missed all of the XFL this weekend. They had some good games. Saw a little bit of the Clippers and Lakers game last night. It's about all I've kept up with. Shellshock 29, good to see you, man. Welcome from Philly. Thanks for stopping in. Charlotte really does have her good days and bad, doesn't she? Oh, they showed that. I guess I kind of skimmed through NXT. They showed that hype package with Rhea last week too. So they showed it on Wednesday and they showed it last night. Oh yeah, they shove shit up our asses, don't they? Man, they're probably gonna show it 3 more times. Well, she's here for a promo. Oh, nice. Glad to hear that, Kevin. My next This Day in History will drop on the 17th, and that is your birthday. That's awesome. It's just on one match, just on one WrestleMania match. That's all. You know what it is. Because you are a Patreon supporter, and you guys know my secrets.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you see that package?
Oh, I saw that package, Charlotte. I saw it.
Rhea Ripley.
I met her. She's cool.
The next big,
I have her t-shirt. I should have wore her t-shirt tonight.
the new shiny toy. Inspiring. I mean, that package had me all fired up. You guys? So this is why I'm
God. If I was doing my predictions right now for WrestleMania, I think I'm picking Charlotte. And I don't want to. You guys know I'm head over heels for Rhea, but I just feel it's WWE.
But you don't want
It's WWE, you know?
because you want to be yourself. Well, please,
Wheezy in the building.
don't lose any sleep at night.
Good to see ya.
I'm gonna make one point.
Julian from Atlanta.
You are
Got Atlanta.
me. You
got
will never
Philly,
be me.
England.
There is only one.
We truly are a global YouTube channel, aren't we?
So you continue to be all shiny and the next big thing and enjoy all this hype that's surrounding you because it's not going to last. So I'm here to
Hey, I got an idea.
you
I got a great idea before WrestleMania.
NXT Women's Championship.
Go home WrestleMania show.
Rhea Ripley.
Tag team main event. You know who I'm going to pick.
There is
Who's the 4 people you think I'm gonna pick? The Baxters and the Charlotte against Shayna and Rhea. Go home, WrestleMania main event tag team match on Raw. That's what you do.
And be humbled by the queen.
Woo! Oh, here comes Rhea.
We got company. Somebody had the audacity to come out here and what in the world? The NXT Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. What's she doing here? I'm on Raw. Why? What's she doing here now? Well, none of what we've seen came from Rhea Ripley. She shows up on Raw when she wants. It started with a challenge to Charlotte Flair, and now it's fast speed, full speed.
Joseph from Louisville,
And listen, Charlotte Flair is
Kentucky. Good to see you, Joseph.
being entitled, having not paid her dues to get to the point where she is now. 2 very different paths to where they are now at WWE. But Kim, there are distinct comparisons between these 2 athletes. Well, you can find all of the comparisons you want, but she has just ruined the mood here. Look at the look on Charlotte's face.
I like Rhea's spiky jacket. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Win, lose, or draw here for Rhea Ripley. She is 20 goddamn 3 years old. My God. She was 13 when I started doing commentaries on YouTube. Like, Jesus Christ.
We all have to listen to you talk for 2 minutes. This is not NXT.
I don't know who I'd book to win that tag match. It all depends on who's going to win at WrestleMania. If I know that, you know, if it's going to be the young girls are going to reign, then I'd have Becky and Charlotte go over. But it probably would not be a good omen if Rhea and Shayna win and celebrate as the show goes off the air. That would make me nervous for WrestleMania.
Ripley not going anywhere.
I still think Charlotte has Ripley beat in, like, maybe the pure athleticism department, especially, like, when Charlotte was 23 and she had a little bit less going on, let's just say, put it that way. I think that she was still, like, overall probably a better athlete than Rhea. But Rhea is so young and so strong. Pushed her right down. You're all right, Charlotte. Well, that's good. I mean, Rhea and Shayna are showing that they're not intimidated at all by these two, arguably the 2 most successful females of the modern era here in Becky and Charlotte. They're getting right in their face and punching them in the mouth. That's good. I don't see how that's anything other than good. Anything other than it being good. There's Randy lurking. Where is he? Dude, there's probably like asbestos down there and shit. It's dangerous, man.
This Wednesday, NXT comes to you live from the WWE Performance Center for the first time ever. Keith Lee defends the North American Championship against Cameron Grimes.
You want an opportunity? For you, it's an equal opportunity.
He's hanging out at Bray's old house. That's funny.
The Undisputed Era challenge the Cruiserweights for the NXT Tag Team Championship. 2 championship matches. 1 can't miss episode of NXT. Live this Wednesday at 7 Central, only on USA. Nothing is certain.
Rhea is literally 2 years older than me, man. I wish she was 2 years older than me. But unfortunately, I'm 20 years older than her.
Walk in and walk out of Little Caesars with a large hot and ready classic for just $5. Pizza, pizza.
Wake him all up. We won't survive. People out there.
I don't know, Edwin. Why's all your questions about Sonic? Are they involved in that movie? I have the original Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis right over here. But I don't know anything about the movie.
It's an honor to tell you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. And now,
Let me minimize this screen here. How do I do that? How does one do that? There we go.
only pay what you need.
Hot donuts with Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Zombie Fighter in the house. What's going on? Work is either having me work or calling me in on Monday. Dude, oh my god. So you guys have been following my my toilet paper adventures? Because all the stores are like out of that stuff and I'm like running low. Finally today I went over to my Ralph's and I could like venture further out and go to a Walmart or something. I might find something. But in my area, everybody's like in panic mode because I live in a very like soccer mom type of community. So these sluts are hoarding hand sanitizer and shit. So finally today I go into the store and they have like eco-friendly toilet paper that's like 3 times more expensive. But I bought it. At least my ass is covered, literally. And I'm hoping that that doesn't just continue to where you can't find anything at the store. So I'm curious how that's all going for you in your neighborhood there. Zombie Fighter.
Come on in, girl. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the
I'm surprised we didn't get that Rhea and Charlotte shit at the top of the hour. We're not even 45 minutes into this show yet.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want.
What I love about products like Find It Grow is that they're safe, they're natural, they're great for the entire family. It's super important.
No, Jared, I do not get my senior discounts yet, you dick. No, I'm still a ways off from that, but actually not that far off. Man. I still think I'm young enough to survive a coronavirus. If I got it, I still think I'm in good enough shape and shit like that. So I don't think I'm old, but I'm getting there. Yeah, I've been watching the Ruthless Aggression series, but I'm only 3 episodes in, Crash. And I know there's the Brock one, and then there's the brand split one, apparently, according to Barry. And also, whoever asked me a minute ago, Boris, I have not seen the FCW documentary, but that's a really good one. I saw the preview for it, or I saw the trailer for it, and I liked the way it looked. I didn't even realize it was available already. So, yeah, I got some things to catch up on, man. And next week, I am not going to miss that Austin and Brett one. That's going to be crazy. We got AJ Styles on Backstage this week. Silent Gamer, you've been in the hospital. Hope you're doing all right. Glad you're back. Jack. Yes, nobody knows anything more than me. I know everything. Yeah, to listen to that and see power and see strength is to be willfully blind. No holds barred is your guess. Your guess is right. Yeah, when I saw the FCW doc, I'm like, what a good one to do. You know, when you really think about it, that's really going to be interesting because so many of them came in right at the tail end of that, right before it kind of morphed into the NXT. I mean, you had Charlotte and shit in there. I mean, that's going to make for some good stuff. I'm glad that you guys say you liked it. I knew it would be good. Look at that big Brock head. So what do we got here? Lashley and who? Zack Ryder. What the fuck? Ryder and Hawkins went down last night to the Viking boys on the kickoff. Say hi to Motown for me, Zombie Fighter in Michigan. When I was there last summer, that could very well be the last time I'm there for a while. Possibly ever. Well, this is just going to be a squash for Lashley. Great. What's going on with Lana? Why are they not on screen together right now?
brainbuster that will make the soon-to-be Hall of Famer Batista blush here in his hometown of Washington, D.C. Oh my
It would be cool if they made use of these edge heads, you know, with Hawkins and Ryder. I'd be fine with that. Dominator. I've never been a fan of the Dominator. I hated it when Farouk used it in his initial run when he came in. Like, you're throwing the guy down on his knees. Like, why does that even hurt? I mean, it's an impressive display of strength, I suppose. But I mean, at least Lashley flips him, but Farouk's way I wasn't a big fan of.
To achieve that next level of success here in WWE.
Guys, come on. Well, let's face it. Anybody that's married to Lana is not bitter.
Well, there's that. Speaking of Brock Lesnar, we do know who he will defend the WWE Championship against at WrestleMania. That is Drew McIntyre, the winner of the Royal Rumble match. The man who eliminated the Fiend.
Oh, 1995 was such a legendary year. Best year ever. They are doing the Andre Battle Royal, right, at WrestleMania? With all these matches, man, I hope there's room for it. That's going to be kickoff show shit right there.
His hands on Drew McIntyre. It's over like that. They're gonna get squashed.
And Drew McIntyre would stand up in the face of Heyman and Lesnar.
I mean, Drew can fall into two categories here. He can fall into Roman and Seth category, or he can fall into Joe and Strowman category. So let's hope he follows his long, black-haired, bearded friends and take this beast out at WrestleMania. Well, he came back and hit him with two more, right? One more time. Yeah, we were talking about that last night, C-Mac. Thanks for the $2. Big Show turned back to the Big Show 2.0 last night. I think he was already there. I think he's already been that person.
Money Moves is presented by Progressive.
Look at Flo making it rain. Marble won the King of the Ring 95 tournament. Who the fuck is Marble? Marble. That'd be actually a funny name for somebody. The Marble. Surprised Vince didn't try to do that in the middle of the mid-90s there when everything was so cheesy. And I was a pretty big fan in like 94 and 95 and I was a pretty cool kid. I wasn't like a total dork or anything. Sometimes I wonder like what the hell I was thinking being into the TL Hopper and shit, but I still watched wrestling with just as much excitement, you know, even though the business was down and shit in 94 and 95. I still found myself interested in watching Raw every week, even though I was watching Man Mountain Rock versus King Kong Bundy and shit, you know, but whatever. I don't know, Mr. E. It's Marble now. You've changed it forever. Mabel's brother Marble. That would be a great tag team, Mabel and Marble. That's what they should have called Mo in Men on a Mission. You should have been Marble. Mabel and Marble. The Marble Brothers. Yeah, Raw... Or I'm sorry, 95 King of the Ring was in Philly, and the fans shit on it, man. And they learned their lesson because they went back to Pennsylvania in December in Hershey. I did a This Day in History on that match of In Your House when Brett fought Davey. And that was like a bloody war. And they knew that they can't go back with that cheesy shit into Pennsylvania again when ECW is you know, so popular and that style and those type of fans. That was like the beginning, I think, of WWE starting to understand their audience. Was that 95 King of the Ring, and they realized, oh, maybe we should pay attention which city we're in and make sure that if we're in a Philly or a New York or Chicago or somewhere where these fans are crazy, then don't give them lame shit, you know? And they did much better after that. Year after that, it was Mind Games in Philly as well with the Shawn and Mankind match, which was crazy. They even incorporated the ECW guys doing a little run in there, sitting at ringside and stuff. So every time they went back there, they would do that. They went to Hershey again for some Raw tapings. I think that was the same set of tapings that the new Razor and Diesel appeared on. Taz hopped the barricade and shit like that. So every time after 95, when they went back to Philly, they made sure they didn't parade a bunch of nonsense out there in front of those fans. And it all started with them booing Mabel. Booing Marble, excuse me. I didn't hear any of that. I'm not really listening to the commentators. They mentioned Brock during the Lashley match.
You know me, but did you know for the first time ever you can raise your credit scores instantly with Experian Boost?
Actually, you know what? I'm wondering. You know what I'm wondering with that? Is if maybe they're kind of, because that was pretty much a squash for Lashley, right? Do you think that they're maybe building momentum for him, mentioning him in the same light as Brock Lesnar, in order for him maybe to be the first challenger for Drew? Because he's a heel. Drew needs to work with somebody after winning the title, assuming he does win the title. And I'm hoping kind of Seth is not quite there yet because he's got shit going on with Owens and stuff, even after WrestleMania. Maybe he wouldn't be the automatic go-to challenger for Drew. Maybe it'll be somebody else, and Lashley could be a good pick. You know, Drew can put down a beast like Brock and then a beast like Lashley. You know, unfortunately, Lashley's been made to look like such a joke for the past couple of years, but if they try to fast-track him to some momentum here in the next 2 or 3 weeks on Raw, we see him winning in dominant fashion. I bet you that's what it's for. What do y'all think? I'll ask you guys about that. Oh, Monday Night Messiah. I'm like, what am I hearing? I wasn't looking at the screen. Oh, Seth. Are they going to try to recruit Alistair? Come on.
I've come with propositions. Let me cut to the chase. Seems to me that as of late, you've run into a bit of a problem with the numbers game, and I am a bit of an expert at the numbers game. Just ask Kevin Owens.
Drew should Claymore Lana. Y'all are some sick bastards, man. I'd be into that, though. Totally. Philip, Edge is not here yet. I'm assuming Edge is going to be a main eventer. Main event segment tonight. Oh, he's going to wear that Messiah shirt? Yeah.
Well, perhaps not.
Maybe I wasn't clear enough the first time, so let me say this as plainly as I can.
I might get Alistair and Seth later tonight.
You're with me, or you're against me.
AJ and Drew should be first. Well, what if AJ loses at WrestleMania? AJ and McIntyre would be a fun match. That would be much better than Lashley, but... Aleister Black should be the leader of the Monday Night Messiah, not a lackey. Wouldn't that be some shit if the WWE just gave us the biggest middle finger and had Brock F5 and pin Drew McIntyre in less than a minute? Oh my God. I'd probably just get up and walk right out of my house, leave the stream going and everything.
Drew McIntyre is in action right now, live on Monday Night Raw. With a gargantuan task ahead of McIntyre tonight.
Which diva was the hottest? Oh, that's easy. Sapphire. Here comes Rowan and his mechanical spider. He still has the burlap sack on it. I want somebody to rip open that cage and destroy the spider. Beat up the spider and squash it the way Earthquake squashed Damien. And have Rowan tied in the ropes like freaking out. That would be awesome. Be a good way to turn him babyface. Oh man, K-Dog's Kennel, I've had that idea the whole time. Putting together another big compilation of deceased wrestlers. Tribute. Such a time-consuming project, but I've always wanted to. It's been in the back of my mind forever. I'd literally throw my TV out. That would be crazy. Oh, so Rowan's facing McIntyre. That's good. Who's gonna win this match, y'all? What do you think? Can Drew pull off the upset here? Think he can beat Rowan? It's gonna be tough. I mean, Rowan, it's gonna be hard to beat a guy with a mechanical spider in his corner. I mean, you're at an uphill battle right off the bat there. That little referee.
How do you think this will play out for Drew McIntyre, considering the type of athlete he has to face at WrestleMania in Brock Lesnar?
Boy, I hope Drew can win this, man. If he loses here, he's in big trouble. Oh yeah, Brock's supposed to be on the show tonight, isn't he? That's right. Actually, I might have been telegraphing that. Maybe he actually will lose if Brock comes out. I think either way, if Brock is on the show tonight, yeah, Drew has got to get F5'd. He's not going to be out there for no reason. So maybe Drew squashes Rowan here, and then Brock attacks. Or Brock attacks before the match is even over. But I think Drew should beat him. The dude has a toy spider. Just beat him. No reason to not beat him. Yeah, is that an exact toy, or do they have that thing made? Oh, he's already on the outside of the ring. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they built all that stuff up with Rowan and never to really follow through with it. Just a perfect example of how they start things with having no idea what the conclusion will be in their heads. Oh, there you go, Drew. Maybe McIntyre will end the reign of this spider. Might as well just open up the cage and just smash it and destroy it. And end this whole entire thing. Is he gonna stomp it? Oh god, he's gonna get the steps. Oh, see, I just said that. Somebody should squash him like Damien. I literally just said that. Do it, Drew. Do it. Oh. It would be awesome if, like, they had something rigged in there where a bunch of blood splattered out. And then Drew's like, holy shit, I killed something. I killed a real animal. PETA would not be pleased.
Fearless tonight. And going straight after Rowan. Rowan charging into the corner. Rowan's incensed, but he's too emotional. Future shock DDT. McIntyre using Rowan's anger against him.
Claymore. All right, well, are you going to get Brock or not? Because if he's on the show tonight, he's just going to come out later for a promo?
McIntyre was made for this moment. And look at McIntyre. Sorry, not sorry. Destroyed the cage.
Well, it's a good thing they did reveal there was a toy spider in there, because if Drew would have done that, and we're all assuming there's a live animal, Drew just killed a kitty. But it was a good way to just stamp out that stupid angle that WWE never really knew what they wanted to do with anyway. So, that's over. He can't walk out there next week with a cage now, right? It's done?
And the pin wiped out as well. Drew McIntyre, who proved last week with the 3 claymores that he hit on Brock Lesnar, that he can put Brock Lesnar down. He proved he could eliminate him.
True, now he's taunting the fake spider.
He proved how motivated he is.
At least salvage the batteries. You could use them for a remote control or something. I don't know about y'all, but my remote controls are always, their batteries are always dead.
The Rules got his little swagger going. But can Drew McIntyre handle what the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar has coming his way at WrestleMania?
Well, one thing, I don't think I need that can of raid anymore that I brought out here.
Drew McIntyre fixated on WrestleMania.
I think Drew and Brock can't be too short of a match, because I think Roman and Goldberg can't be too short of a match. So as much as I would like to see kind of like a dominant victory maybe by Drew, like making a statement, I think I'd be fine with like a good match, like a 15-minute match between the two. Drew winning a hard-fought victory instead of an emphatic victory or something. There'd be nothing wrong with that.
Phoenix last week. And remember, this is the man, the Viper, who hit the concerto on Edge last month.
Randy is still in there.
The Viper,
Did you not like bring a snack or something? You just standing in there for 2 hours waiting for
you can only imagine
Edge to show up? No, I didn't miss your super chat. It's been on my mind. It's been on my list, Addicted Chip. Where did it go? Oh, there you are. Thank you. For $2 more, man. I appreciate it. McIntyre came a long way. Do I remember 3MB? Yep, I do. He's come a serious long way since everything.
As a wife, because I need my husband. I am here as a mother because
Best thing he did was leave WWE. When he got released, that was best thing for him. Came back a whole new man.
see the anger written all over the face of Beth Phoenix.
you think that I would hug you or shake your hand after what you did to my husband, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, Randy.
An explanation. Back in 99,
So Rowan is like buried now?
boy Bob Orton
I guess.
was at a live event in St. Louis.
Which I'm fine with.
One man was that came up to my father to show his respects. Edge.
I crippled Edge to save him. That makes that logic is just
This is my boy. and He's
brilliant.
to break into the business.
It's as beautiful and glorious as Jericho's logic of Moxley cheated because he could see out of both eyes. That's the best. That's why I love certain heels.
Years later, Edge and I were battling all over the world in main events, and just as we were flying high as high can be, I made some very poor life choices, and I dug a hole so deep that I should have been buried in it. But you know why I wasn't? Because
Randy Orton should have been let go. I think he worked off one of them strikes.
there's more to life. There's love, there's children, there's starting a family. I was able to teach my daughters how
This is a great hype package here.
to treat a woman, and I was able to do that because your husband, Edge, saved my life. I returned the favor, and I saved his life because at the Royal Rumble, the reception for Edge with his music did.
He's the king.
That was such a moment.
Such a great feeling, but it
I loved the look on his face at the Royal Rumble.
start competing. I came back home, and I knew better. I knew that
It would have been really nice to have experienced the Edge comeback without the Kobe Bryant death.
I wanted your 2 little daughters, Lyric and Ruby.
I think I would have appreciated the comeback even that much more, you know, had that not been on my mind and shit.
My fault, but you know deep down in your heart, it's your fault. Edge is a junkie for the roar of the crowd, and you did nothing. Nothing. You know what, Beth? I love your girls, and I love Edge more than you ever could. Truth hurts, don't it?
Slapped him. RKO. Oh, thanks for that. $2 more, Addicted Chip. This day in 2009, 11 years ago, Triple H breaks into Randy Orton's house. That was quite the segment. What the hell's that house made out of that he completely tore through a wall and landed in the front yard? Down goes Beth.
What is going through the mind of Randy Orton? It's not my fault, is it? I love your girls, and I love Edge more than you ever could. True first round.
Yeah, that might have been pushing that to do the Miz Morrison thing already. Plus, like I said, man, they won the titles of Super Showdown, lost every match on TV since. Like, they got to win something. So I kind of had them winning last night just because otherwise they look like chumps, man. Kabukis. This is a tag match? Sometimes I forget that they're tag team champions. I'm hoping they defend the titles at WrestleMania.
WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Kairi Sane and Asuka, the Kabuki Warriors.
Jerry Lawler, shut up. God, you are so stupid. Jesus, I hate that guy. He was funny last night for 1 minute when Shayna was ramming the pod door into the face of Natalya. And Lawler said that she was shown the door. I laughed at that. Other than that, Lawler is a complete idiot. Konnichiwa, shut up. God, I hate him. And a camera conveniently outside the window at Randy Orton's house. Because who just doesn't have cameramen sitting outside their house? I do. There's one out there right now. Asuka, how's your neck, girl? And your wrist.
Who were also in the chamber last night face the Kabuki Warriors next live on Monday Night Raw.
This Friday,
Nobody can touch Bailey.
after months of Bailey's disparaging remarks, former women's champion Paige has vowed to confront the SmackDown Women's Champion. Plus,
Jeff Hardy is coming back? When?
the year, the legendary
Oh, there he is. Right there.
returns to Friday Night SmackDown.
This Friday. All right, Jeff. Good. That's back. You know what? He's back. You know what that means? His contract can hurry up and get up. He can leave.
The long, hard life of not eating Arby's brown sugar bacon on King's Hawaiian buns. From here on out, enjoy your
Ah, shut up with your meats.
busy street.
Well, one of the last times I was at an Arby's, I was traveling or something, and I pulled off and ate there. And as I'm in there, you know, the drive-thru, I can see the drive-thru from inside. I'm like sitting down eating, and I'm looking at my phone or something. And you can pull up to the drive-thru, but the drive-thru is like elevated. It goes like up on a hill, which means, you know, it's just like a one-lane thing next to the drive-thru window, which means right to on the other side of you, it's a drop-off. And you would have to drive down a hill after you get your food out of the window and go. And this lady must not have known what the fuck, and she just kind of turned and just pulled off, and her car got hung and suspended and was just like teetering on the thing. It wasn't a far drop, it was just a couple feet. She would have been fine or whatever, but the car just kind of hung there, and she climbs out of like the passenger side, and the car's just like sitting there, and they had to, all the people with drive-thru orders had to come in and get their food. They couldn't get the car off. They had to call the tow truck and everything. I'm just sitting there eating my curly fries, laughing my ass off at this imbecile who just drived her shit right off the curb. I don't even know how she made it up on top of the curb to tip it over, but she did it. Clueless. That's my Arby's story. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey, 325 people in the chat. That's not too shabby. You guys do me a favor and smash that thumbs up for me. Get me up to non-jabroni numbers. I usually need 200 to not cry. So unless y'all want to see me balling, could use the help. 114 of you, please.
Sandwich yet? You know, that crispy chicken on toasted brioche is like,
I'm experiencing some things right here.
But you won't really get it until you get it. Get the sandwich for $3.99.
Oh, yeah, I might not like Lawler, but I don't want anything bad to happen. I don't want him to have a stroke or anything. I'm so grateful. Remember back in 2012 when he had that heart attack? Had he not been on Raw, he'd be dead. The fact that he had that episode on TV when there are medical people there in the wings there for the wrestling show saved his life. If he had been in his living room, there would be no Lawler. We'd be celebrating the 8-year, not celebrating, we'd be honoring the 8-year anniversary of his death right now. So, no, I don't want anything bad to happen to Lawler. I just think he's a dumbass, that's all. People can be a dumbass and me not want them to die. It's totally fine. And Lawler falls into that category. That dumb lady drove her car right off the edge. So funny. Well, I actually think tonight is going to be a multiple beer night, so I'm going to go grab one. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Let me know if CM Punk comes back. All right, we are back. All right, so that's good. We are getting that match. Aleister Black and Seth Rollins. That'll be nice. Aleister Black and Tyler Black. Right on. He's not going to join the Monday Night Messiah. Oh, God. Mm-hmm. That's right. I mean, how can you disagree with what they're saying right now? Man, do you think they're building up to a, They might be. Do you think they're building up to like an Iconics return? Because you notice how Kyrie and Asuka now are cutting dual promos before all their matches, just like the Iconics did, and they're annoying as shit. Could you imagine the four of them in the ring? Add Billy Kay to this mix? Talk about nails on a chalkboard. Yeesh. You okay? Your wrist is okay? McGregor fans, I'm pretty sure Edge and Brock had some matches. They're on SmackDown together. I can't think of any offhand, but I definitely think there was at least a couple. Oh, they're saying that, Mike, they're saying they're the best tag team ever, and they're also, all their opponents look like chickens, and they like curly fries too, and they're also going to win their next match. I studied Japanese. I know what they're saying. Yeah. It's great psychology in their promos. That's the best thing about them. Mean Girl. They're saying Mean Girl. Hmm. Oh, yeah, like Natalya. You're going to make things better? Hey, can you do us a favor, Natalya, and wear a more ridiculous outfit? All right, so it's Liv and Natalya, random team here.
You talked about Natalya having that pod door slammed on her. What about Liv Morgan? At one point last night, I thought Morgan was knocked out cold,
I'm hoping they do something with Liv. I like her. She's got a catchy little theme song. Natalia, nobody wants your weird ears. If she came up to me, I'd be like, get that shit off my head. I don't want them. Somebody has made a in memory of Rowan's tarantula graphic. That's pretty funny. You can put him on the in the graveyard with Mitch and Moppy. Man. This isn't a tag title match, is it?
Thinking about the opportunity at hand at WrestleMania, thinking about the opportunity to get her hands as you said on. Took a stake out of the cover, shoulders down, and a kick out at one. Other former Riot Squad sisters, and well, none of that happened. Tremendous bravery on the part of Liv Morgan. Again, she sat there in the top for quite some time and to contemplate. Oh, wait a minute, there goes Morgan. And to contemplate going one-on-one in the chamber with Shayna Baszler. Gave it all she had, but there's no shame in what happened. Absolutely not. So one thing at least the three of the ladies in this matchup have in common. Oh, drop kick right to the back. Now Liv Morgan trying to put away this matchup. Cover and a kick out. Remember,
I mean, they followed through literally nothing with the Liv and Lana stuff, right? So that whole thing was so pointless.
Historic performance last night. Oh, and now Morgan. I said last night she actually made it look easy. Which is really scary for Becky.
Non-title match. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh yeah, Moppy was over. So was Mitch. They were both over. Here's Ruby out here. You know what? I missed. A couple of you guys mentioned this to me on Twitter, and I never even looked it up. What the hell did Ruby say? Did she do an interview or something on the kickoff yesterday? Apparently, she had some interesting things to say, but I didn't even catch it. Like, 3 of you were like, "Did you see what she said?" Or I'm like, "No, I didn't." So, wasn't even aware of it. So, fill me in. Fill me in. Yeah, Raw is in DC tonight. I've been to DC. I've been to all those East Coast cities. DC's dirty too, man. Never lived there. DC, Philly. Not going to play that very loud. Captain Jeff, 87, thank you for the $5, man. Appreciate it. Off topic, but are you going to watch Corey Feldman's tell-all documentary tonight? Didn't even know that there was a tell-all documentary. If he's telling all, he's going to have some pretty gnarly stories to tell, I would assume. Where is it? Where can I find it? All that stuff. It's probably not something I'm going to watch, but I'll catch shit online if it's on YouTube or something. Interesting. It's probably not something I'd want to watch. It's going to be unpleasant, I would think, a lot of it. And I'm sure he's got some tales to tell. Oh, yeah, Pepper. I'm trying to think, though. Oh, Mr. Socko. But Mr. Socko didn't die. I'm trying to think of all of the inanimate objects that died. Not a living thing. Like, Pepper doesn't count, because Pepper was an actual dog, and Al Snow ate him. But, like, what's just a mascot that died? There's got to be something else other than Moppy, Mitch, and the spider. What else? The Hand lived, right? The Hand is still alive. Mae Young and Mark Henry's hand. Listen to these conversations on these live streams. What else? Mine, George the Animal Steel. Mine didn't die. Who's the guy that brings out the panda in Japan and he got torn up? Why can't I think of his name? Or the cat or something. Some sort of stuffed animal. But I'm trying to think more in WWE. I'm trying to think 80s, 90s. God, there's got to be more mascots than that. Al Snow's head. Thank you. Al Snow. That's a really good one. But Al Snow's head never died either. So I think the only ones to die are those three. I don't think Head died. Somebody might have stomped Head, but I don't know if Head was killed. Like Moppy, he was put in a wood chipper, so he's dead. Little Jimmy's not an object. Anonymous GM, maybe. But he didn't belong to anybody. Matilda got kidnapped, but Matilda was a living animal, so she doesn't count. But the Islanders kidnapped Matilda. I'll never forget that match. They faced the Bulldogs on like Superstars, and they just ran off with the fucking dog. Bulldogs were freaking out. They like cut promos after, like weeks went by. It all led to the WrestleMania 4 match. Weeks went by, or they couldn't get Matilda back. Like, why the police was not involved here, I don't know. The Bulldogs are like begging Bobby Heenan and Islanders in promos to please give Matilda back, instead of being like, if you don't give her back, we're going to fucking kill you. And then finally they got her back, and then it led to the Mania match, and Heenan wore the dog suit and everything. But still, like, they're alive. Matilda was alive. Poor Matilda. I remember reading actually about when the original Matilda died. I think it was early 90s. Actually, you know what else could file? I mean, I don't know if Jericho's jacket or the laptop, they're on the fence there. That you could put them in the category or not. But I do think the Broserweights trophy could be in the category, because they talk about that like it's a third member of their group. Oh, poor Natalia. So Ruby is out there at ringside for some reason. Oksana, Lawler called her. Did you imagine Lawler and JR calling matches together? They wouldn't know what the fuck anybody's names were. Yeah, Al Snow Pepper. I'm trying to go for non-living objects here. I don't know how many times I have to say that. Now, Taker's Urn. That qualifies, for sure. Xavier Woods' trombone. Yeah, that qualifies too. So you guys got good ones. Y'all know what's up. All right, Asuka and Kyrie are in control at the moment. Liv is trying to get that hot tag. Yeah, Damien got killed by Earthquake. Well, Damien technically was alive. I mean, the Damien that Earthquake killed was not a real snake. But technically, that's a close one, because an inanimate object died because it was a fake Damien, but it was a stunt Damien. Damien was still a real living object. He killed a stunt Damien. Yeah, but Braun doesn't carry that trophy around with him and talk to it. It's got to be something that's like that, you know what I mean? I love that I'm having criteria for this random-ass subject, but there's got to be rules in life. Can't just be anarchy. Seth Rollins statue, yeah, maybe, but again, it wasn't like wasn't around for very long. I guess that was pretty cool because Sting killed it and Seth flipped, so that's another one that's like a maybe. Throw that on the pile with the other ones. No, Jeff Jarrett guitar doesn't count because the guitar got killed a million times. Jeff Jarrett's guitar is Kenny from South Park. It explodes every week on TV. No, I think we have to eliminate stuff like guitars and 2x4s. Anything that can be interchangeable. Like, there was only one Moppy. There was only one Mitch. When they died, they died. Duggan broke 2x4s over the backs of opponents all the time. And he wouldn't be sad if the 2x4 broke. He'd just get another 2x4. So it doesn't count. Doesn't count, sorry. Here comes Logan. Okay, so this is good. Everybody who had an issue last night with not doing more with the Riot Squad and Liv getting her hands on Ruby and shit like that, looks like they're going to do something here. We're going to commercial. I can smell it. No, maybe not. Dustin, Boogeyman's worms are real. When are you eating real worms? No, rocking chair doesn't count. There they go. Ruby and Logan are going at it. And not in the good way. They're fighting. Oh, Liv's going up top. Here she comes. Nice. Wasn't she the one that had to dive off the pod last night too? As much as the Liv push has been a little bit baffling, like I don't even understand the Lana stuff at all. They have done a pretty good job of, or she's done a pretty good job of transforming from that bubblegum lollipop character to more of a woman. You know, she's like a woman now. She was a girl before. Now she's a woman wearing black and leather and shit like that. Taken a little bit more seriously kind of thing. So props to her for pulling that drastic of a character change off. I just don't know what the point of the Lana stuff was. Oh, there you go. Chavo's Pepe. That counts, see? Addicted Chip knows what the criteria is. The Cobra also counts. So does Sako, but none of them ever died. Pepe might have died. Did Pepe die? No way. You're not tapping out her. Thank you, Asuka. All right, Kabuki's oh no, they don't retain because it's a non-title, but Kabuki's win. Poor Beth. Frankie, yeah, Frankie's definitely dead. But again, Cody's dog, these are living, breathing things which are not allowed in this category. Oh, yeah, well, me and Austin Natty's sunglasses again is an iffy one. They sort of count because of what I've said, but Natty wasn't talking to them like they were a person. She didn't have a relationship with them. It was just a sentimental thing. Dean talked to Mitch. Saturn talked to Moppy. Rowan talked to that spider. The Broserweights talked to their trophy. It's got to be something like that. Cheese from Head Cheese. Head Cheese needs to go into the Hall of Fame.
Turkey's my favorite, bro. No, it's not. Tuna is. I changed my favorite, Derek.
Hey, knock it off.
Sorry. Get a free footlong. Yep, free. When you buy one on the Subway app. Order now. $5 Energy gets you through your on-the-go life.
Paul Ellering's Rocco. I guess he counts. Sure. But Rocco never died. But thanks for that, Michael. Thanks for the $2. Yeah, Rocco. Man, what a abomination that was. I remember at that point, me being a teenager, I was already like driving by the time Rocco appeared. And I remember being so offended of just the legacy of the Road Warriors being like shit on like that. That was probably one of the first instances in my entire life that the smark in me came out. I think that's the first time I can legitimately remember being kind of disgusted with something that I saw on TV. Where prior to that, I think I was too young to even give a shit to that degree, you know? Or even if I saw something I didn't like, I wouldn't be saying, oh, that's really dumb that they did that. I would just be like kind of not liking it or something. But I remember being like, what are they doing? You know, a fucking ventriloquist doll? What's that annoying ass comedian that does it? Like, I just, it was the worst possible thing in the world to put with the Road Warriors, you know? You should be putting a flamethrower with them, not a ventriloquist dummy. Dumb. Rocco ruined Hawk's life. Rocco was an asshole. They better not put him in the Hall of Fame. I saw something too on social media, speaking of the Hall of Fame, that I actually liked. And they might have to do this eventually if they like kind of run out of people. You know, do you think they might implement like a feud wing of the Hall of Fame. Like, start putting feuds in the Hall of Fame, like Austin McMahon or Brett Shawn or shit like that. That could happen one day. Ricochet wrestled on main event tonight. All right, the burial continues. Poor Ricochet. Anyone know his contract status? Maybe he'll bounce. All right, we are getting rather close. We'll be hitting 5,000 followers on Twitter soon, so if you are not following me over there and you use that ridiculous app, head on over there and shoot me a follow real quick and see if we can get to 5,000 followers in the next couple of weeks here. That would be great. Cornette's racket. I don't know. Did Cornette talk to that racket? Again, Cornette's racket is much like the 2x4. I think, you know, Cornette has smashed and dented a lot of rackets over the opponent's backs and heads, and he's always just gotten a new racket. Like, Cornette doesn't seem to be dejected if anybody destroys his racket. That has to be part of the criteria. It has to be an object that's not alive, that the wrestler has a deep personal connection to, and that would be sad if anything happened to it. So a prop that they take out there every week isn't going to cut it, you know, like a 2x4 or a tennis racket. It's got to be something real. Here comes AJ. Oh, I was about to say, I thought it was top of the hour. It's not. Bottom of the hour. So is he coming out for a promo or a match? Thanks, Philip. Appreciate that. Been watching since 2014. Oh, those were the days, right? Just wanted to say I'm so happy for your success and to still see you grinding. Yep, I'm grinding, man. I don't think I'll ever stop grinding. Oh, thank you for that, Addicted Chip. Oh, I kind of remember that. So they had a birthday celebration for Pepe, and Norman Smiley killed him. Screaming Norman. He works at the Performance Center, right? Norman's great. I do vaguely remember that. So he counts. The Pepe was in WCW. Mitch might not let him in the door. Mitch and Moppy might be like, nah, this is WWE only. No, I don't think Jimmy Hart would have cared if something happened to the megaphone. He'd just get a new megaphone and go sit in his room by himself and eat some beans. That's pretty much it. And call everybody darling on the way there. What a weirdo.
Not once, but twice, The Undertaker has stuck his nose in my business where it doesn't belong.
Oh, AJ, relax. Doesn't look like we're going to get that handicap match thing because Alistair's doing the shit with Seth tonight. So it looks like it's going to be one-on-one. Oh, Jericho's list, maybe. I think Jericho would be legitimately sad if somebody dented up his list. Oh, I like that, Bruce. I'd be fine with that. AJ beating Taker and facing Drew first. That'd be a good match. Probably be a better match than my idea with Lashley and Drew. Just with the way, like, Lashley's all of a sudden just squashing people on TV and then mentioning him in the same breath as Brock Lesnar. I'm like, why are they doing that? Like, why all of a sudden are they doing that? Makes me think that they might need just somebody first for Drew to demolish after he wins the title. And nobody likes Lashley, so that'll be big cheers for Drew. AJ might get a few cheers of his own if he faces McIntyre, you know? But I think the match would be better. But it might be a better showcase for Drew if he puts down another beast instead of putting down somebody small or half his size, you know what I mean? So I'm still voting Lashley in terms of making Drew look as strong as possible. And maybe Edge down the line, or I'm sorry, AJ down the line after that. Should they do an in memoriam video at the Hall of Fame? Maybe, but not really, because that's, well, I guess you could, but usually when you do that, you're only honoring the people that passed away that year, which there will be no shortage of, but would have been nice if they've been doing this for the past, 15 years instead of just starting it now, considering how many people have died. We got Undertaker chance. Taker chance in the nation's capital.
3 years ago at WrestleMania, I saw The Undertaker get beat by Roman Reigns.
Oh, Owen Hart's slammies. That's a really good one. If somebody would have taken his slammies and killed his 2 children like that, drowned his slammies in the bathtub, oh my god. Poor Owen. He'd be so distraught. Yeah, his slammies definitely count. I wish his slammies would have had names. I wish Owen would have named them. I need R-Truth to win 2 slammies, because he'll name them for sure.
And The Undertaker ruined it.
Oh, well, too bad, AJ.
He ruined it when he came back to the WWE.
Oh, man, I was like, why is it still light outside? I forgot about the time change the other night.
Whatever it is, it's gonna cost you.
Daniel, what's up, man? Yeah, we talk about Little Jimmy. I wasn't sure if he counted, though, because he's not an object. He's an invisible person. And you can't really prove that he died if you put Little Jimmy in a wood chipper. Unless blood squirts out, I don't know if you're really going to know if he died or not. Yeah, AJ's going to have to shoot in this to make it even slightly interesting.
I maybe have been a little bit hesitant about calling The Undertaker out. But the truth is, I don't see this mythical monster anymore.
Yeah.
I don't see this phenom anymore.
I'm glad they're touching on this.
What I do see is a broken down old man named Mark Calloway.
Ooh! Has anybody ever called Undertaker Mark Calloway on TV before? Holy shit.
Undertaker should have retired 10 years ago when he was in his prime.
No, I'm going to go... I'm with you, AJ, but I'm going to go 6 years ago. Not 10.
I don't know what keeps him coming back, but I've got a pretty good idea. It's his wife.
Michelle McCool.
It's Michelle.
Oh, they're bringing up Michelle now?
Michelle McCool.
She wasn't involved in the top 45 women or whatever. She all pissed.
Cat out of the back here. Michelle McCool and The Undertaker are married, if you didn't know.
They are? Michelle McCool and The Undertaker are married?
Plays him like a fiddle. Anything and everything she wants, she
Does that mean she plays with his little dead man?
walking down the aisle, getting in this ring, and getting hurt every time he steps in it now.
Are they bringing her up because she got all pissed about that countdown thing?
Hey, they got a beautiful...
Are they kissing The Undertaker and Michelle's ass right now because they feel bad?
She's just the most conniving person I have ever met in my entire life.
AJ, you've never met Michelle McCool.
You can boo all you want. The truth is the truth. So hey, how about this? How about I give the
Really, Barry? I don't even remember that. Crazy. That was, oh, during the ministry shit. Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Undertaker, your wife is gonna run you into the ground,
Why is he bringing up his wife? That's so random.
and I'm gonna help her.
I don't know, Michelle McCool running you into the ground might not be the worst thing in the world. Know what I'm saying?
In this ring at WrestleMania.
So you guys are picking AJ, right?
How about this? How about this? Let me rephrase it. I am gonna take the Undertaker's soul at WrestleMania.
I'm kind of picking Undertaker.
I'm gonna do exactly what his wife wants me to do.
I'm thinking in Vince's mind, Taker over AJ. It's not like AJ's 28 years old, you know?
The Undertaker
And a victory could carry him for years. He's a couple years from retiring himself.
Mania.
If I'm doing my predictions tonight, I'm going Taker. That could change, though.
What do you got to lose?
I like the idea of him beating Taker and being a challenger for Drew.
your pride.
But he's too small. I see Drew working with Lashley first.
Like I said, you're just a broken down old man.
Hey, at least they're saying it. AJ's right. Everything he said, he's right.
Oh, boo.
Good promo by AJ.
Cheer all you want. Yell for the Undertaker all you want. Here's the truth. Taker, I hope you're listening. These people, they don't give a damn about you.
He's kind of right.
So accept my challenge, Taker, and fight me at WrestleMania.
Wendy.
And I promise you,
He is going Samoa Joe on Taker, isn't he?
put the nail in your coffin.
I like how Southern people talk. He's gonna put the knell in his coffin. The N-E-L-L. The knell. And then he's gonna go change his oil in his car. Man. Well, I mean, if you're gonna, you gotta make people care about that AJ and Undertaker match. And these days, you know, kind of the only way to light a fire under the crowd's ass is to kind of do kind of like a work shoot type of promo like that. And AJ calling out the Undertaker for being old, calling him out for having to should have retired 10 years ago. All that shit is the way I feel. You know? Calling him Mark and saying his wife is controlling his life and insinuating that he's only coming back and hanging around for the money is something that nobody's really ever accused the Undertaker of doing because he's been so superhuman. You know, now they're accusing him, he's being accused of being a real person with real motivations and kind of taking the veil off. You know, he did the Stone Cold podcast, and the first time he's kind of been out of character on WWE before ever. This guy doesn't even show up at the Hall of Fame because of the protection of the gimmick, you know? He's not in the front row with the McMahons and everybody else sitting there watching everybody's induction because of that gimmick. It's like I feel like he's slowly kind of transitioning out of that. And now we're in 2020, and I've been saying, I did a video on it, I don't remember when it was, probably close to a year ago now, when I started doing the math and looking at the calendar. I'm like, holy shit, the Survivor Series in 2020 falls on the exact same day as the Survivor Series in 1990. That's your 30-year anniversary to the goddamn day. At this point, just have Undertaker stay in the ring and retire there. If they get to Survivor Series in 2020 and Undertaker does not retire there, I'm going to lose complete all hope in everything, because I'm like, what, bro? Speaking of Russo, bro, what are you doing, man? So Undertaker's at least got to stay in the ring for the next 10 months, and then after that, he's got to be done. And he can squeeze in one more Saudi show and get that money before he finally hangs it up. But if he wrestles at fucking Survivor Series in 2020 and then he retires at the next year's WrestleMania, I am literally going to lose my mind. Literally. My God. Favorite wrestling finisher? I don't know. Don't know. Sharpshooter, of course. But that's like a submission. I'm trying to think of like finisher move that you can pin someone with. I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite one. No, I'm sure Taker doesn't care if AJ takes shots at him either. Be curious to see what his response will be. The thick burger. I don't eat Carl's Jr. I've got two of them, like within a mile of me, but they're not my thing.
I like Liberty Mutual. They get that no two people are alike. You customize your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Yeah, right? I mean, I never thought that either. The Undertaker was a guy that had the Andre the Giant level of respect to me. And Andre, you know, was kind of the same way. Andre wrestled till he could die, until he died. You know, he really did. You know, but it's different now. It's like a kind of a different era. And Andre's not working big matches at WrestleMania and shit like that. It's just year after year after year. And Undertaker always, to me, had that same type of like locker room leadership mentality. He was the new Andre. You know, Andre backstage just had that aura and that respect about him, and you went on for years to come to hear stories about every wrestler that interacted with him and what a commanding presence he was. And Undertaker is that same type of guy with that same type of presence. And I never thought I would have anything but respect for him. But shit, man. Like as each year goes by here, I'm like, what is he doing? You know, WrestleMania 32, I think, was really the straw that broke the camel's back for me, because after he lost to Brock, I didn't really mind him coming back against Wyatt. But, you know, then the Shane match, I'm like, okay, now they're just making shit up for him to be involved in. And then the following year when he lost to Roman Reigns and made all of us cry, and then still came back to work again, it's like, Jesus, man, you're just starting to, you know, starting to wear out your welcome. And I hate to say that, because I have enough respect for The Undertaker that I feel he's earned the right to do whatever he wants. Maybe except for this. You can't wrestle till you're 70. Enough. And how he doesn't realize this, I have no idea.
Randy, excuse me.
You know what, Jamie? That's a great idea, because everybody's alive.
Really?
You know, I mean, well, DiBiase's got some legal trouble right now. He might have bigger things to worry about. But that is a great idea. Charlie, I'm liking it. Yikes. Having DiBiase and saying, being escorted to the ring by his manager, Brother Love, The Undertaker, and come out to the original music. Oh my God, that would be a great visual. Could you imagine that? I'd be into that. But DiBiase might need to concentrate on, like, not going to jail right now. But if all that blows over by the time we get to Survivor Series, I am into it 100%. So I like how they've, ever since Riddick Moss has won this title, they've been doing matches for it. Instead of, like, just running around.
In fact, he is the longest reigning 24/7 champion in history. King has largely redefined the title as he defends it tonight against Cedric Alexander. Yeah, he doesn't have to look over his shoulder and watch Randy.
Oh yeah, Cedric's gonna lose this for sure. I'm not gonna classify anything as a burial in something like this. I mean, they're just trying to build Riddick and giving him some good quality opponents to beat. He's got to beat somebody. So Cedric is somebody. He counts. Cedric's not in a position on the card to be buried. You know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna change. His status will not change from this match after this match from this week to next. You know, he'll be the same position on the card tonight as he will next Monday night, regardless of being defeated here pretty easily, I'm assuming, by Riddick Moss. Out goes Cedric. Yeah, last week I kind of had it wrong. I was thinking that if there was a match, like, people couldn't come out and challenge for it, but the title wasn't on the line. But that's not the case. They just can't run out, like, during the match being in progress. But either way, that still taxes the very definition of the 24/7 title.
I got a feeling that what Riddick Moss is going to do here in the WWE is going to far surpass anything he did at the University.
Nah, we don't need a 24/7, or we don't need a television title in WWE. We need it in AEW. Television title in WWE will be meaningless. Won't mean anything. We got enough titles in that company. AEW, however, they could use us another singles title. Ali, Alexander, or Ricochet? Good question. They all kind of seemed like they were on the cusp of greatness there. I still think Ali might be the worst, only because it felt like they were really going to do something until he got hurt, and then Kofi kind of stepped in. But I don't know. Be cool to see them all join a faction. I don't even know much about Riddick Moss. I didn't see him at all in NXT. Was he even there? And there he is. He's going to win that. You know, when you see what this shit like this happen to guys like Cedric and stuff, there's just too much talent in WWE. I mean, it's just so hard to get over. WWE just has to decide to want to do something with you. It has nothing to do with how hard you work or how capable you are anymore. It has to do with what they feel like doing. And you're in a company filled with so much talent, more talent than they know what to do with. You know, but at the same time, you need those type of talents there. You need good talent that's somewhat credible, that really doesn't do much, but can give guys like Riddick Moss good victories. That's what Cedric did. And you might say, well, why not somebody else other than Cedric? Fine, but then you're just going to say the same thing about that person. It's got to be somebody. The Rated R Superstar. All right, top of the second hour coming up. We'll see.
NXT comes to you live from the WWE Performance Center for the first time ever. Keith Lee defends the North American Championship against Cameron Grimes.
I wasn't even aware of this. So this week's NXT is going to be in the Performance Center? The hell? All right. And go from a small-ass arena to a smaller one?
We asked college kids if they would get up early for a Burger King sandwich.
I didn't even know Burger King had breakfast.
It's good.
This is better than what I usually eat. Definitely worth waking up for.
The BK sandwich. Get 2 for $4 with 2 doubles for $5. Your way, way better.
Ali is the cryptic glitches on SmackDown. Oh, yeah. I saw. Okay. Is that the rumor? Good. Reboot that poor guy.
Just position the other vents so they're aimed at you. It's no big deal. Except it is.
Ali's one of those type of guys, too, that you just kind of want him to do well, you know? All right, the likes are creeping up. We're still a ways off from 200, so hook me up. We got close to 500 people in the chat, so that's awesome. Like I said, we've had some really good numbers here in the last 4 or 5 streams. It's nice to see us get back to normal here on the channel, because I don't know what the hell was going on at the end of last year. So welcome. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We are pushing 30K on the channel, which is exciting. 5K on the Twitter page, which is also exciting. And that's about it. Can we dig up EC3's contract status? What is the deal with him? Hasn't he been there 3 years by now? Can't he get out of his damn contract and go to AEW? Yeah, I saw that I didn't realize it was coming up this quick. I knew that Full Sail had a schedule conflict. I thought that was after WrestleMania, though, and they were going to have to go somewhere else. I thought that might be nice for them to find a different kind of venue to do something in, but if they're just going to keep it all right there in the gym, it's going to be interesting looking. I don't know when I'll ever find myself in Orlando, probably never, but I would love to go to an NXT show just to experience like that environment, because I mean, I think it's the same people every week. It's probably hard as hell to get tickets, and I don't know if I could really justify making a cross-country trip, although right now plane tickets are dirt cheap to go all the way over there to watch an NXT show. But I think it'd be like, I really regretted never traveling up to Philly, because I could have done it. It was within driving distance, and going to an ECW show at the arena. I never did that, and I wish I would have. So maybe going down to Atlanta and experiencing, or going down to Orlando, excuse me, and experiencing NXT might be pretty cool. And I would also like to go to Atlanta and go to an NWA taping. Remember, I was exchanging some tweets a couple months back with Dave Lagana. He's like, calm down, man. It's a great experience and this and that. And Atlanta's cool and all this shit. And I'm like, man, I should go. I should go make some great content for the channel.
If you like bacon, Arby's brown sugar bacon is back. If you don't like bacon, yeah, right. Arby's, we have the meat.
I've got some candied bacon on my brunch menu. We do this great, like, candied, like, thick bacon, and we put it on these homemade biscuits and a piece of fried chicken and a waffle. Holy fucking shit. I'm not a big breakfast person, but the thing is good. Yeah, what do you guys think we're going to get in this, Oh, did he? Shit. That sucks. What do you think we're going to get later with Edge and Orton? Do you think we're going to get a promo, or we're just going to get a crazy brawl? Oh, MVP's in the ring. You would think that Edge is just going to come out incensed and want to get his hands on Orton, but...
I mean, really, you guys are so insignificant. You can't even become a
state. You're just like a little dot where nobody really cares.
Here's a little dot, DC. You nasty ass little city.
I'm here because at this point in my career, I'm transitioning from
Don't crap on DC MVP. DC's cool. So much history there.
I've tasted championship gold many times, and it's time for me to help lead others to championship status. And in order to build
So MVP is going to have a stable here.
foundation,
Is he going to introduce somebody?
and I'm going to build my stable around a man like Edge.
Edge.
See, he and I go way back. We're good friends, and I learned a lot from him. And Edge, he's that dude.
No, we don't have time for this MVP. Edge has got to do Orton stuff.
Focus. So with my leadership, with my
You hate what they're doing with MVP? Well, they haven't done anything with him yet.
there's no question in my mind I can lead
Looks like he's going to be the leader of a stable.
to the prominence that he once held. I can make Edge a champion,
We don't know, didn't even know who the members are yet.
but he has to focus. He has to listen to me. And we have that kind of relationship. Now I know all of you can't wait to see Edge, but Edge isn't here for you.
There he is. He's not going to come out there just to spear MVP, is he? Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Why are you late, dude? The show started 2 hours ago.
That's my man.
Well, MVP is going to get
That expression.
injured here. See, is Orton going to attack him here?
Bunch of money, man. Come on out here.
I'm telling you, Orton's going to...
Proposition for you.
He should manage Lashley, maybe. All right, well, we know a spear's coming. Give me that microphone. See, he's mad.
I need you to grow a set and get your ass out of here right now. Hey, what's wrong with you, man? See, that's your problem. Your mental is off, Edge. Your mental is off. You're focusing on the wrong things. Out here embarrassing yourself.
MVP,
Edge,
I always thought you were an intelligent man.
the wrong things. How is your wife?
MVP, that was a stupid thing to say. Enjoy your spear. Oh, there's Randy Orton. Look at that. He was under the fucking ring. He was out like that. Look how fast. He came out of nowhere. That was great. Hey. Shout out to the guy in the chat that said Edge is going to hit Orton with an RKO. Somebody called that out. All right, so MVP was in the ring talking about a faction. He says he wants Edge to be a part of it, and he should listen to him. Then Edge pulls up in the SUV, comes down to the ring, spears MVP. Randy Orton comes from out of nowhere. I guess he was under the ring. They start brawling, and Edge hits Orton with an RKO, and now Edge has got a chair in his hand. And it's time to Pillmanize the brains of the Viper. Oh, he's going to get two. Yeah, you got to get two. Can't have a concerto with one chair. Oh, Orton got the fuck out of there. Look at this. Look at Edge choking him out like a... Dang. That's a new move for him. Oh, he's going to do it to MVP. I like how MVP pushed the microphone out of the way. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Angie. It's kind of Edge's fault. Like, look at him. He seems fine physically, right? So you mean to tell me he was unable to medically travel 7 days ago, but now he's fine? He should have been there last week, backing up his wife. What kind of a man is he? I'm kidding. He's an awesome man. We're all rooting for Edge. Well, MVP is about to get his brains scrambled. This is you. Now it's MVP, Edge. Randy's on the stage. MVP's there. The guy you just killed. That was MVP. Now, one thing we mentioned a couple of weeks ago, too, about this match, they got to do a stip. Like, you can't have this deep of a personal issue and have a straight one-on-one match. That's when they ran into problems at 25 with Orton and Triple H. Same thing. Like, you got to have, it's got to be no disqualification, falls count anywhere, first one to die loses, whatever stipulation you need to have. It needs to be something other than, you know, you're not allowed to choke, or you have to break at the count of 5 or something, you know? 2 concertos? Edge. You try to kill MVP. No, I get that he had to sell the injury, but he could have been there last week. If he is this physically capable now, he was at least 80% this physically capable last week, which means he should have been there with a baseball bat ready to kill anybody that touched his wife. That's my point. And trust me, that's a minor nitpick, because I'm loving this storyline. This is the best thing they got going in WWE right now. But in terms of letting your wife go out there with somebody who's been known to beat up women before, Edge should have been more prepared as a husband. And my mind's not gonna be changed on that. All right. It'll be a retirement match. No. A retirement match isn't a stipulation to add, like, no rules. It needs to be a no-rule type of stipulation, where just do whatever you want. You can't have rules in a personal issue like this. This is exactly why I am against gimmick pay-per-views, because what a better opportunity, or what a better place to have, like, a Hell in the Cell match, you know, than here, you know? Or maybe you save the Hell in the Cell for a blow-off. If this issue continues till SummerSlam, you do the Cell in SummerSlam. Point is, the gimmick pay-per-views fuck things like that up. Oh, Edge is running after Orton. I was about to say, that's either going to be the end of it, we're going to commercial, or the cameras will follow him backstage. All right. Edge is back. I thought there would be a little bit of mic time, like I challenge you at WrestleMania type of thing, but that match will be made official soon. Let's go over here to the Twatter. Check that out. Oh, let me turn that up. Mozzarella poppers pizza. Jesus Christ, they put cheese sticks in the crust of pizzas now. One of my favorite SNL skits of all time is Taco Town. Look it up on YouTube. It's a really good example of how crazy food has gotten. What do you guys think about what happened to MVP there? It looked like he was about to cut a promo starting a stable, and he gets killed with 2 concertos, and he's about the same age as Edge. So if Edge was gone for all that time with 1 concerto, shouldn't MVP, like, be deceased? So do we see him again? Or is this it for him? Or does he resurface after this to put together his faction? We know he's taking a role backstage, so he's there. And he can be used on TV whenever they want. But maybe he'll just be used sporadically like this. No shit, really, Antoine? I didn't even know that. Triple H and Orton had a stip. Triple H, couldn't get disqualified. Okay, so yeah, that's a bad stip. Sorry, that's right. I remember that. You're right. I think that stipulation was a mistake, because it just made the match so bland. You know, if that was, and plus that was the main event, and it followed Taker and Shawn. And I guess they had no way of knowing that. that match was going to be so good. But having that stipulation, I almost think the stipulation match should have happened prior, and then the WrestleMania you should be able to do whatever you want. That's not something they need to do here. I really hope that they don't get that same idea for this feud and have Randy Orton come out on Raw one night and say, all right, Edge, I'll face you, but, you know, we have to play by the rules or some shit, and if you get disqualified, you have to retire from wrestling. That would put, like, too many limitations on the match. They learned their lesson with that 11 years ago. I would not do that again. I'd make it a stipulation like, first one to die loses. That's the best one. It's very similar to the game that Mick Foley played as a kid called Kill the Guy with the Ball. I think I played a couple of games of that myself. All right, we got some big boy numbers in here right now, about 650 people in the chat. That is not too shabby. Welcome to all of you watching for the first time. Shoot me a subscription. I'd appreciate it. Next Monday, Pittsburgh, contract signing, AJ Styles, Undertaker. All right, that'll be good. We got to get a Brock and McIntyre signing too, right? Maybe on the Go Home show. Glad you watched Taco Town, Addicted Chip. It's funny shit. And then we'll wrap the whole thing up in a blueberry pancake and put it in a nice little to-go bag filled with vegetarian chili. Oh my God, hilarious. Hello, Tanya. Yeah, Triple H interview here. The Lifetime Achievement Award. God, I didn't even know about this. Arnold still looks good, man. What a boss.
The gym teaches you every single thing you need to know to succeed in life. The harder you work, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it, just like life. Whenever possible, inspire. Whenever possible.
No shit, man. I didn't think. Yeah, Bruce, right? Wasn't The Undertaker advertised tonight? I thought he was too. False advertising, those bastards. Vegetarian chili makes one gassy. I wouldn't know because I don't eat vegetarian chili. I eat meatitarian chili. Any updates on Scotty? I think he underwent a heart procedure yesterday. I didn't read anything today. He collapsed at that Impact event a couple of nights ago. Tommy Dreamer and Scott D'Amore had both tweeted out updates saying he was okay, but he did have some sort of a cardiac episode, which is not surprising. But I really hope he's okay, and he will be. When you add 66 and a third% chance to a 75 and a third% chance, you get 141 and 2/3% chance of him having a full recovery, and I believe he will. Get well, Papa Pump.
For 18 years, my client has demonstrated, beyond a shadow of a doubt, he is the single most dominant force in the history of WWE. The list of victims.
I thought Brock and Taker were both supposed to be on the show tonight. Are they not? What's going on with this company?
Randy Orton, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Nature Boy Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, and even The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Everybody's mad about Cedric Alexander on Twitter. Oh, relax. Get a grip. Like, Heyman's trying to hype up, like, Brock. Like, dude, he got owned last week, man. He needed to show up here and F5 Drew McIntyre 3 times. Because you know Drew's going to eat the 3 F5s. That will happen on TV prior to WrestleMania. Yeah, it was the one after that, right? I remember that too, Antoine. Thanks for another $5, dude. So then after WrestleMania, they did the crazy stipulation. But I think it should have been... I mean, that's the correct order to do it in. Maybe do the bullshit match first and then the big violence blow-off at the end. But that caused the WrestleMania main event to really feel weak after we had watched just a masterpiece. I still watch that match once a year. Taker and Shawn. I mean, it was that good. It's like if somebody ever says, man, why do you watch that wrestling shit? I'm like, hey, will you sit down here for 30 minutes, please, and let me hit play? There you go. That's why. Flush in the face. Man, I'm hoping the best for Drew. I really am. Oh, it's going to be called an F-15 if he does that 3 times? Well, what the hell was it with Brock? An F-30? Didn't he hit him with 6 F-5s? I think he hit Roman with an F-30 at WrestleMania a few years ago. All right, Tanya, good night. If you can't sleep, count sheep. If that doesn't work, count Otis's. It works. Give it a shot. Oh, there's Edge backstage.
Edge, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but
I'm not complaining about this abundance of Caruso tonight. What the fuck is that noise? I thought I heard some buzz. I thought Edge's phone was going off or something. Aleister Black and Tyler Black up next. Winner gets the last name. Antoine, thanks for 2 more bucks, dude. Anything after Taker, Shawn was going to be weak. Yeah. The same thing. The same thing happened at 18. Rock and Hogan. Yeah, is this the main event? Yeah, what's going on here? We got another 40 minutes left in the show. Doesn't feel like this is going to be the main event. Unless Brock... I mean, Brock was supposedly here, but doesn't look like he is. What's left to do? What other business do they have to take care of tonight? This might be a long type... Oh, shit. Owens got attacked earlier. Murphy is out there by himself with Seth with no AOP. So, if this is in fact the main event, what's going to happen is that Aleister and Seth will get broken up, and it will lead, and Owens will run out, and that'll lead to a tag team restart. Owens and Aleister, Seth and Murphy. Right? Otherwise, what else are they doing? I like that Owens has like got the popcorn now. He's like making that his thing. Like, Owens is the one that brought the popcorn out. You gimmick-stealing bastard, Seth. I liked my idea last night of having Aleister with Taker. I mean, that's obviously not going to happen now, but I think that would have been a better match for him. Putting these two, like, dark, demonic characters together. They could be like the cousins of destruction. I think they're doing all right with Aleister right now. When he first came in and was teaming with Ricochet and shit, I'm like, man, what are they doing with him? This is a former NXT champion. This guy should be a boss. I feel like they're treating him a little bit more like that now. But I still am kind of concerned with what the hell he's going to do at WrestleMania. He's either going to have no match or he's going to have to be in that Battle Royal. And if he's in that Battle Royal, he needs to win that Battle Royal. But does Andre Battle Royal mean anything? No. Even Aleister's entrance is similar to The Undertaker. You notice like how he kind of stops at the end of the entranceway? Undertaker does that too. And then he kind of does that sharp turn. He's got a little sprinkle of Taker in his entrance there. That's interesting. I heard about Paige's return. I wasn't aware it was going to be that. Thanks for that, Marcus, and thanks for the $2. So Paige is going to be on SmackDown on Friday doing a face-to-face with Bayley. We talked like 3 months ago about the possibility of her coming back in the ring. And with no true, real direction for that SmackDown title right now, other than potentially Lacey being the next person, maybe a Paige and Bayley match is in the works. Otherwise, that six-pack challenge is rumored. I still thought all along it would be Bayley and Sasha, but that kind of feels like it's not in place.
Down to the entire OC. Alistair wants to fight alone. He doesn't need a partnership. He doesn't need help. We saw a glimpse of it earlier tonight when AJ Styles was here live on Raw, how Alistair Black was caught up in the no disqualification match last night at Elimination Chamber, despite all the chaos.
Yeah, maybe Taker versus AJ versus Black at WrestleMania Triple Threat. I don't think so, Tyson. I mean, I would like to see, I think that would be better for The Undertaker for it to either be a tag, I think a tag would be better, or a Triple Threat would be all right. But I kind of feel like they moved on from that. Alistair's here in the ring with Seth, and AJ and Taker made no mention of Alistair, and, you know, they're doing the contract signing next week already. So that match seems to me like it's set in stone, and my hope that Alistair will be involved doesn't feel like it's going to happen now. Man, I should be more appreciative of this match we're actually seeing here. We're going to commercial. All right, well, let me make a quick little pit stop real quick, and Strand 500 of you in the chat. I'll be back in literally 1 minute, so don't go sneaking out. Be right back.
Based on the blockbuster that has critics craving. It's the all-new Buffalo Chicken Nacho Fries, topped with shredded chicken and drizzled with tangy buffalo sauce. Bring home this mouth-watering sequel with Taco Bell delivery.
JJ, you killed everyone. What about that one guy? Get out. Say hello to his new friend.
Teach me your best spy. I could take her.
My Spy, rated PG-13. Here's the story of female
Alrighty. I'm back. Thank you for your patience, everybody. I was only gone for like 1.5 commercials. That's not even that bad.
His coffee stunningly delicious. It's the second most stunning thing in his life. All for a smoother tasting cup of cream.
All right, how we looking over here? Looking good. Yeah, the lights went out when they came back up. Who's it going to be? Undertaker or the Dark Order or the Exalted One? Good, none of y'all left. That was nice of you guys to hang out. Keep smashing that like button. 200. Come on, you all can do it. It's not that hard. 200.
Look at you looking all special.
But you won't really get it until you get it. Get the sandwich for $3.99.
Oh my God. Enough of Popeyes. All Raw is chicken sandwiches and Liberty Bibberty. That's it. Oh my God, the cats have been actually really, really good for the stream tonight. They were a pain in the ass during the Winged Eagle and a little bit last night. But tonight they are minding their own beeswax, which is good. All right, so the Paige thing isn't going to happen. She's just having some sort of a deal with Bayley. That's probably going to be done there and done then on SmackDown to set up whatever that match is they do at WrestleMania. Bayley will get in her face, and then a bunch of... Is it going to do the thing? You know my least favorite interview in the history of pro wrestling? And it's one they do often, all the time, still on TV, constantly. It's when you have multiple contenders, and you have the... Or anything. Just a championship is going to be on the line or something, and then they come down one at a time, each with individual theme musics, each with an individual microphone in their hand, each pleading their case to be a part of the, or to be a contender for the title, and then that leads to all of them being involved in one match. They do that all the time. So if Paige isn't coming back or anything, and she's having some sort of face-to-face interview with Bayley on SmackDown, that's what's going to happen. We're going to see everybody come down there one at a time, Lacey and whoever the fuck else, come down with mics and say, I want a shot, and I want a shot, and I want a shot, and they're all going to get shots. Why do I even need to watch that show on Friday? Hey, Lisa, good to see you in here. Thanks for joining us tonight. Oh, man, the cruise was so fun. I'll tell you what, man, with this coronavirus shit, we went on that Jericho cruise in the nick of time because they are advising people not to be getting on a boat right now. So I'm glad that we got that over with and done. And it was a hoot, an absolute hoot. Oh my God, yeah, I know, Connor. I've water spray. I've been trying to find like a squirt gun, but they usually aren't, like that would come in handy for the live streams. Otherwise, they only do a couple of other things that would require squirting them. Sometimes in the morning they bother the shit out of me and stuff, but I still, for some reason, have not splurged the $4.50 it would cost to buy some sort of a squirt gun. I don't know what my problem is. You know, that's a really good point, and thank you very much, Reese Jones. You are the man. Reese Jones is a great Patreon supporter. I've even done a couple of videos for him in the past as well. Thanks for the $10, man. WWE probably thinks Bayley and Sasha would be overshadowed by Becky and Shayna and Rhea and Charlotte. Austin will probably be involved in the contract signing next week. Yeah, I guess you're right about Bayley and Sasha. I didn't even think about that. You already have two monstrous one-on-one female matches. And Bayley and Sasha should be a bigger deal than that. And maybe saving Bayley and Sasha to be the main event of their own pay-per-view is a better way. So I didn't even think about that, but that's actually an excellent point. So yeah, a multi-woman thing, and kind of the SmackDown women's title is going to take a back seat this year. It's going to be in a less than important match. It's going to be super early in the card or super late in the card as a buffer, one or the other. Or on the kickoff. It's very possible. Murphy. Oh, right. Murphy jumps in and stops it, causes the DQ, and Alistair's going to win via DQ here. Alistair and Murphy rekindling their little issue. I love that Murphy's now wearing a wetsuit. That's hysterical to me. Johnny Utah, get me two. Here come the AOP, so I guess the Vikings are going to show up. Here come the Vikings.
Reinforcements on the other side, and now Eric and Ivar, they've gotten into it with Akam and Razor and their own opportunities, and now it's Murphy diving into the ring, and here comes Rollins, and the numbers back in favor of Rollins and his crew. That's what Seth Rollins trying to...
Here come the Prophets of Street. Why are they coming out there? They're the champs. Don't even worry about this. It's not your problem. Your job is to wait for challengers, not take it to them. Yeah, Harry, I guess you're right. That's right. That's why this match is happening now, because Edge and Orton are going to brawl in the back to close out the show. Here we go. This is kind of a version of what I just said. They're going to cut to an 8-man tag here. See the referees there? Watch. We're going to go to commercial, and when we come back, it's going to be an 8-man tag. See? Montez will tell us. The Messiah of Monday versus the prophets of the streets.
What do you say, Rollins? Because the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits are up.
Well, I called the hell out of that one, didn't I?
They may be about to get the smoke. Or get smoked.
Let's go, boys. They're going to go to a commercial first. Yeah, I was about to say, there's no way we're getting that yet. All right, well, we still got 30 minutes left in this show.
Use Domino's bypass to bypass the line and get in and out fast. Next time you carry out 3-topping Domino's pizzas for $7.99 each.
Giving Alexa Bliss a reign of terror. Yeah, Bliss was, she was debatable. Like, some people, liked her, and some people didn't. I was kind of on the fence with her. I thought she was a good enough personality and stuff, but, you know, her being champion and shit like that. When you're talking about, like, female wrestlers, I just think of, like, Charlotte and Asuka and Shayna and even Becky and Bayley and Sasha to be, like, better in the ring than her. But Alexa has other assets, and I think we all know what those are. Ooh, gross. Oh, yeah, good point, Antoine. I swear last night's crowd should have done better. It wasn't all their fault. It was an underwhelming pay-per-view, poorly built. No reason to really be excited for it, but there were a few moments in there I thought they were way too flat for, specifically the main event. With Shayna and everything, you know. That final confrontation with her and Asuka should have been like, fans should have been like coming unglued, and instead they were having a cheeseburger. They didn't care. Matt J. Hendricks, thanks for the $2, but I disagree. Sacrificed Aleister Black again. What are you talking about? He won. He didn't lose. They stopped him from losing, caused a DQ. I don't think that's a sacrifice at all. And it's leading to an 8-man tag that the babyfaces will probably wind up winning here. And if they don't, Aleister Black ain't getting pinned. He hasn't been sacrificed. I think Black is fine. Had a kind of a big victory last night, you gotta remember. 2016 Alexa Bliss was great. Now, I can't even think of the difference between 2016 and 2020 Alexa Bliss. They seem like the same to me. But I've always been, I'm more pro Alexa than anti Alexa. She's not my favorite by any means, but I like her and I think she has something to offer. I think WWE does too. They had her host WrestleMania and all that stuff. She was kind of injured. They found other things for her to do. She's one of the few pieces of talent. Of all the 175 wrestlers on the roster, only like 3 of them have talk shows, you know? It's an elite group. Mike Maxson, they should let Owens beat Goldberg in 30 seconds. I 100% agree. But will they? Hell no. What's the name of that band? Felix? Shout out to our Felix Finch. Good guy. He just responded to my Max Moon surfer outfit on Twitter. Forget the name of that band. The guy wearing a skeleton costume. Some new age band. It's on the tip of my tongue. Chemical Romance. That's who it is. Something like that. I recognize him. See, I know shit. I'm not some old man. I know stuff. I know cool things. Mention a cool thing. I bet y'all know it. Man, he would, like, I feel like whoever mentioned that about the contract signing, I feel like Austin would be a great moderator for that AJ and Undertaker contract signing, but if he was going to do that, I think they'd tell us now. Unless they haven't decided and it comes to them this week and then they announce it on social media. But that would actually be a pretty fun role for Stone Cold, especially with Taker in the ring and all their history and shit. Might be pretty good. Matt J. Hendricks, thanks for another $5, man. Appreciate it. They set up Black versus Rollins only for a match that Black isn't even a part of. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. He's not in there, is he? He's not even out there. Well, look at it this way. You know what that means? That means the heels are going to win this. I was thinking Aleister was a part of that. So, in a way, that's good. That's not sacrificing him. That's getting him out of the match so he doesn't have to lose. That's not exactly a bad thing. And plus, since the Seth and the Monday Night Messiah have been on a losing streak. They dropped the tag titles last week. They lost the rematch last night. They have to win here. So getting Black out of there was the right move. It's the right move, Matt. By the way, I love your gin. Great stuff. My Chemical Romance, not Chemical Romance. Thank you. My Chemical Romance. I knew I recognized it. Felix, if you're watching, I figured it out. Rarely even is a cool thing. Well, I know you.
This is a team that they were any dumber. You have to water them twice a week. Oh my God. And a tag made by the black hand of Raw, Seth Rollins. Taking advantage of an advantage here on Ivar in this matchup. Again, others doing his dirty work for him. Uh-oh, Seth. Come on. Oh, now Rollins. Next time you'll go. Yeah, tag out. Get some help. And a tag made. In comes Murphy, the disciple.
I guess we are going to close probably with the Orton and Edge shit in the back. I kind of missed what Edge even said to Caruso back there.
What happened earlier tonight regarding Murphy, AOP, and Rollins. Remember, it was Kevin Owens who was arriving.
I don't know, Sam. I don't know what yeet is. You guys got to explain that to me.
Owens struck first because he saw he was on the wrong end of a 3-on-1 beatdown. Again, as we talked about, Rollins letting his disciples do all the dirty work, completely disposed.
Oh, I already had 2 beers, Lisa. I drank 2 beers. I got shit to do tonight, so I don't want to drink anymore. I'm drinking the good old bottled water now. I got to make some dinner and work on YouTube stuff. And then after tonight, I'm probably taking a couple days away from YouTube. I've been working like nonstop for the past 3 nights, getting shit together for WrestleMania week, changing some things up and making some tweaks and things like that. So I've been doing a lot of house cleaning nonsense. I get in that mood every now and then. I kind of get a fire lit under me, and I'm like, I need to go balls to the wall. So I've had the past few days off, and I've been working a lot on stuff. It's like when you have a YouTube channel and shit, you're like never done. You're never done like doing updates or doing things to make yourself better or anything like that. There's always just something else to do. So I've been utilizing my time for that in the last couple days. But I'm ready for a break. Next 2 nights I'm going to take off and watch some TV and watch some AEW and NXT and all that. Why are the Profits wearing blue on the red brand? Good question. It's not SmackDown blue, though. That's like University of Michigan blue. So I think they can get away with it. Plus, Montez's shoes are red. Both of their shoes are red. That counts. Montez really does clash, though, doesn't he? That does not look right. Give it time. Black will join Seth, says Stone Cold with a $2 super chat. I could see him being involved in some sort of a group like that, but I want more for Black. I don't want him to be a Seth Rollins disciple. I think he's a leader, not a disciple. So if he joined the Monday Night Messiah, I think it would be to push out Seth Rollins and take over. That I would be into. Oh, thanks for another $5, Matt. Very nice of you, dude. Oh, I agree totally. He deserves to be on Mania. Aleister Black beat a 2-time WWE champ. He deserves to be on Mania. I agree, and I think he will. I don't think he's going to be left off Mania. I think he'll be there. I just hope he's in there something more than the Battle Royal. And if he's in the Battle Royal, he at least better win it, even though the Battle Royal doesn't mean anything. But I'd hate to see Aleister be in the Battle Royal to get tossed out. Black either needs to be in the Battle Royal to win it or just in some sort of a singles match. But if that's the case, who the hell is the singles match going to be against? It's not going to be against Seth. It's not going to be against AJ. It's not going to be against Murphy again, I don't think. I had pitched like 2 months ago maybe getting him involved in the United States title situation and have Aleister take the belt off of Andrade with Zelina leaving Andrade for Aleister. Like, that would be pretty cool, right? Don't forget, they were teasing dissension a couple of months ago prior to Andrade's suspension. They were teasing dissension between him and Zelina. And I was wondering, I'm like, are they going to move him on from her? Like, maybe Charlotte is too insecure and she doesn't want her man being on TV with a woman or some shit. I don't think so, but it was just a spit thing in my head that I had. So maybe they move her around and put her with Alistair, but I don't know now. Whatever Alistair does at WrestleMania, it better be something that can position him into a good spot. You still got to stall with him. He can't be a contender right off the bat. Drew's about to win the title, you would think. This is assuming that Drew wins. And if Drew does win, he's going to have to win some matches first. I don't want him losing the belt in 8 weeks, you know? So if he faces somebody like Lashley next or an AJ or whatever, you know, and wins and goes on, and he's still a babyface going up against Black. Black would have to be a heel almost. Not that that would be bad. Aleister Black and Drew McIntyre, yeah, I'll take a spoonful of that. Hell yeah. But I don't know if it really fits, you know, right after WrestleMania. So you got to figure out a way to continue doing good things with Alistair, but not having him in the main event at the same time. Because the main event is reserved for other people at the moment. So that's the line they have to walk. Seems like it would be easier than they're making it, but we'll see. Sammy looks like a cab driver. Yeah, he does kind of. Sorry, I'm typing. It's very hard to type and stream and watch Raw and talk to you all at the same time. It's very hard. All right, we got a couple more super chats rolling in. One from Marcus. Thanks, dude, for 2 more bucks. I appreciate it. We're Flair and Rock, the most giving with losses on top. The most giving, you mean like in the ring? Well, they both sold their balls off, man. Ric Flair always sold. So did Rock. I don't know, the most giving? There's been plenty more. I don't know if I'd say they're the most giving. Maybe. They own a list. That's for sure. Matt, chiming in with another one, dude. Thanks for another $5. Appreciate it. Aleister Black was in a group in ICW with Michael Dante as the Sumerian Death Squad. It was kind of like Ministry of Darkness type of group. Yeah, you feel like he's kind of got that type of personality and everything. That's why I think having some sort of an association or something with The Undertaker might have been cool. I think it would have been cool if they did a torch passing match, like a real one. You kind of already passed the torch to Roman and the whole retirement that never happened at 33. But if he did another match here where Black, he worked with Black and Black hit him with a black mass and they do some sort of a show of respect or I don't know, some sort of little ritual, some sort of spiritual satanic ass ritual at the end of the match where it's kind of like, okay, I'm turning over the reins of the dark side to you. It's your job. It's yours now. Because Alistair, he's a relatively, I don't want to say one-dimensional, but he's going to have to be that dark kind of badass for his whole career. He's not going to be able to come out there dressed like Coco Beware and bouncing around the ring. He's going to be, you know, that tattooed kind of rock and roll satanic thing that's going on there. So at least you know there's longevity there because he's probably going to be very close to the same character for the duration of his career, for the most part. So I think Undertaker should say, all the craziness now, it goes to you. Here's the urn. Here's whatever. Take over. Yeah, good question. I'm assuming they're doing that, Stone Cold. Thanks for the $5 super chat. If they do a shakeup after Mania. They usually do, right? I would assume they would this year, probably. We start talking about that as we get closer to WrestleMania. Who you would have, like, move around. Who do you switch brands with? It's actually a good thing to bring up when it comes to, like, you know, if Shayna does beat Becky or something, you're going to have like Becky and Shayna and Charlotte essentially on the same roster. Be a good opportunity to split them up. Maybe move Becky to SmackDown. Move Becky to Fox. Move Bayley to Raw.
Again, Eric has essentially found himself in a 4-on-1 situation. AOP, Rollins, and Murphy have cornered the ring. In comes Razor. Right now, the AOP...
Vince will never let Taker retire. I don't know. I think if Taker said, "Hey, Vince, I want to retire," he'd let him retire. I know Vince is crazy, but I don't think he's like that. If he was like that, when Austin told him he was going to retire at WrestleMania 19, he would have been like, "I don't think so. You just came back." So no, I know it's fun to bury Vince, but he's not like that. Matt Hendricks, thank you for throwing them Abraham Lincolns so relentlessly at me. I appreciate it. After WWE buried Liv Morgan, I still think she would have had a better fit for The Fiend as his Harley Quinn to Joker. Yeah. Well, we thought so. She was playing into it. I think she even wanted that because she was tweeting a lot of like cryptic things, a lot of dark, kind of mysterious, ominous type of stuff that was making us think, pointing us in that direction. Oh my God, she's going to be a Sister Abigail or a Harley Quinn or a sidekick or something to Bray Wyatt, which I think would have been good. She would have been a fun little cute addition to the Firefly Funhouse segments, I think. She could even take over for Bray if he was off. Did Mr. Rogers ever have an assistant? Alistair Black needs a new finisher. Are you out of your mind? My God, that is one of the best in the game, man. To be able to deliver that move and make it look so good that often, I mean, he has got an unbelievable success rate with delivering a legit kick to somebody's face without killing him. And, oh my God, that's the best finisher. That's better than a super kick, if you ask me. Looks better. No, you are on crack, Rarely Even. You are on crack. But I don't really have a rule against crackheads in the chat, so you're welcome. You're as welcome as everybody. Maybe one day I'll implement a non-crackhead rule or a no crackhead rule, but right now, you're still welcome, Rarely Even. We forgive you. I'm not even paying attention to this match, by the way. Seth is in the ring with Eric, I believe. The bald one.
Rollins doing whatever he can to minimize the threat and mocking Ivar in the process. Oh, now Rollins, wait a minute. Boom! The knee strike by Eric, but was it enough for him to make it to his own corner?
Now we got 2 hot tags coming up here.
That was the last-ditch effort. Eric has got to crawl, he's got to move, and he's got to...
It's a generic move. Why don't you try it?
There you go, Patty.
Generic move. It's an effective move. I don't think you know what generic means, man. Generic is like a run-of-the-mill thing that everybody is doing. Nobody does a black mass. And nobody does it like that. God, Montez, look at him going there. Even on the split screen, he's kicking ass. It makes perfect sense that he's with Bianca Belair because they are the two of my favorite people in the company. They are so hysterical. The Black Mass more looks cool. Just go back and watch that fucking replay of the way AJ ate that thing. That thing went down his throat last night. My God. You know when we always talk about, oh, if somebody who like pokes fun at wrestling because it's fake, what would you show them to show it's not fake? I'd show them a black fucking mass, man. Nothing fake about that at all. Looks gnarly. And AJ just sold it like $1 trillion last night. Great stuff. Five more coming in from Hendricks. Neither is a super kick because the spinning heel click isn't being used as a finish, and only one person is kicked out of it, and that was Ciampa. I don't even remember that, but yeah. Yeah, it's a protected move. You know what else is protected? Hate to say it, but the end of days. Very protective move. Corbin's beating everybody with that. That'd be a fun match. Corbin and Alistair.
Jamie, are there any interesting photos from your trip?
Okay. Boring. You don't need to see that. Oh, here we go. Can you believe my client Stieg had never heard of a...
You were back in D.C. in 2015. I was there in the 90s. I went up and did the whole tour of the nation's capital, which is very cool. And we went to an Orioles game. And I remember Camden Yards was not in the greatest part of town either. And I've driven through D.C. a bunch of times on my way to New York and stuff. It's just kind of filthy, that's all. But so's Philly. Philly's got a ton of history, too. Thanks, Marcus, for $2 more. Better match. Rock versus Brock or Cena versus Owens? You mean like Rock versus Brock? You mean like currently, or like Rock in 02 and Cena and Owens in 15? I'm going Rock Brock, man. Rock Brock all the way. That's putting it lightly. Stone Cold, the jackhammer is definitely protected. I cannot believe, after what Seth Rollins did to The Fiend, that pathetic-looking move put him down. One of the worst delivered jackhammers ever. Think about Goldberg's debut. He debuted against somebody about the same body size and type as Bray Wyatt. And the strength that guy had in 1997, lifting fucking DeMott up in the air like that and holding him there and just bringing him right down. Like, man, but that was like 97 when Goldberg was a young man, you know? Like, trying to do that now just looked like a somersault. He just tipped it right over. Yeah, you can't exactly. Yeah, you got a good point there, Matt Hendricks. You can't say the Black Mass is generic and then love a Canadian Destroyer, because everybody and their mother, my grandmother, threw a Canadian Destroyer on her roommate in the old folks' home last night. She wanted to watch Jeopardy. Her roommate or her neighbor wanted to watch Matlock. So Grandma Canadian destroyed her to death, and she watched Jeopardy. You heard there's a ton of Subways in D.C.? I don't know. I'm more of a Jimmy John's guy. But is Montez wearing Jordans? I love that. I haven't had a pair of Jordans since I was in 7th grade. Sneakers have not mattered to me since like 7th and 8th grade. So by the time I got into high school, it was cool to have them, but it wasn't like, you know, you get beat up for not having the right sneakers in middle school. But by the time I got to high school, I didn't give a shit at all. Didn't even care. I was wearing boat shoes and flip-flops at school most days. Especially in the summer. I'm guessing Tampa get dash camera. This is it for the finale here. We only got 6 minutes left in the show. If they are going to do a cutback to the parking garage and show Edge and Orton, I suppose they still could, but... Matt Hendricks is my hero, spending money to further his opinion that the Black Mass is not a generic move, and I agree with him 100%. Oh my god, this is fake, y'all. It's fake. Vape Lord? I don't know. Why don't y'all fill them in? What do you guys think about the show? How would you grade it? I haven't even thought that far ahead yet. Hasn't been a horrible show. Seth just got windmilled around. Or propellered around. Hey, Ivar, I dare you not to do the cartwheel. Oh, my. Well, Rarely Even, you better stop before I just assume that you're just trolling, because nobody can be this thick-headed. So why don't you just quit now and just pretend that you were kidding the whole time, because you just look dumber and dumber. So nothing you're saying is true. So just stop. Now, if you were to say, I'm just kidding, I was just acting crazy to be funny, then I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because only a crazy person would say that stuff. So you either crazy or dumb. Here comes Ultimate Warrior Montez going for that 11-star frog splash. Babyface are going to win this? No, they're not. About to say, his foot stuck way too out. No, heels have to win this. Monday Night Messiah have to win this match. They've lost the last 2 encounters. They even got Black out of the ring, so he wouldn't have to take a loss. They got to lose here. Unless Kevin Owens shows up. Because don't forget, Kevin Owens got taken out in the locker room as well. So what if, like, the show closed with, like, Edge and Owens and Seth and Orton all brawling? That'd be a fun tag match leading up to WrestleMania also. Imagine Orton and Seth together after all their history. Ooh. You can get Charlotte and Becky versus Rhea and Shayna, and you can get Owens and Edge against Seth and Orton. Leading up to WrestleMania on TV, I'd be into both of those matches. I think that'd be awesome. Oh, there's the stomp to Montez. You done. Down goes Ford. Yeah, heels are winning that, 100%. Hey, Sid Justice, or Sid had a great theme. Psycho Sid did. I didn't like Sid Justice's theme, but I like Psycho Sid's theme. Definitely underrated. Yeah, the Messiah, much like Miz and Morrison, that's why I had them winning last night. I'm like, they gotta pick up a win, man. They've been chumps for the past 2 weeks. All right, well, what would you give? How would you rate this Raw tonight? Oh, there's Owens. There we go. I'm going to put up a Twitter poll on the Raw. We'll do a thumbs up thing. Or no, not a thumbs up. We'll do a letter grade. Oh, Owens, you're going to get stomped. But that's okay. Oh, you guys are giving it a good one. 2 out of 10. Jesus Christ. Lisa, 4 out of 4.5. 6, 6, 7, 5, 4. I'm fine with anything between 4.5 and 7. 2 is just ridiculous. You had Edge come back, man. That right there makes it better than the 2. Even if the rest of the show sucks. Edge makes it a 4 just by himself. Edge equals 4 points. So it's a minimum of 4. I'm going 6. I'm going 6.7 out of 10. I'm adding some different percentage points now. We'll see what you guys say about it on Twitter as well. BNC is winning so far on the poll. It's going off the air with one more. 2 stomps. All right, so next week, we'll get Owen saying, I want a match with you at WrestleMania and all that stuff, and it'll happen. And we've got that Ruthless Aggression Raw vs. SmackDown episode up next. That's good. I need to check that out this week. So anyway, that's a wrap on Monday Night Raw. Tonight was all right. Yeah, we did have Edge. Edge came out. It was kind of weird the way they did it. I was expecting him just to have a segment with Orton and they brawl and they'll pull apart and the whole deal. But started out with MVP in the ring. Kind of teased that he was going to start a faction and said that he wanted to build it around Edge because they go way back and Edge just listens to him. Everything will be fine. And then they go to the big screen and they show Edge showing up in a big SUV in the parking garage. He makes a beeline to the ring and beats up MVP. And as soon as he does, Randy Orton shows up out of nowhere, must have been under the ring, and attacks Edge. And Edge hits Orton with the RKO, and that's the end of it. So that's all we got. So I guess it's going to be furthered a little bit more. And they kind of teased that we would get something else in the parking lot after the show, but we didn't. So it was pretty quick appearance for Edge, and it didn't need to be much. He didn't need to come out there and cut a 20-minute promo. His wife was assaulted last week, so you knew you had to get like angry, enraged Edge, because if you don't get that Edge, what the hell's wrong with him? And he came out and got a little taste, just a sliver of revenge on Randy Orton, not much. Tried to do the concerto on him, but Randy Orton slithered away. So MVP ate not 1, but 2 concertos, which makes me wonder if that's the end of MVP on television. I do know that he's taking a backstage role, so he's there. But I'm guessing maybe the whole tease of him starting a faction is going to be at least put on the back burner for now. Lisa, good night. Good night to everybody that's leaving here. I'm right behind you here. I got to get out of here as well. We've been up here for the past 3 hours. Had a really good audience tonight. Like I said, the streams and the numbers have been great for the past 4 or 5 streams. So it's good to see us back to normal here on the channel. I thank you guys all for hanging out with me tonight. And I'm sure you guys can check out a number of other YouTubers tonight that I'm sure will have live Raw recaps up on their channels and shit. Overall, I thought the show was good enough because we had Edge coming back finally. We had Drew McIntyre looking strong as always, or as again, which is good. AJ and Undertaker was pretty much made official tonight. Seth and Kevin Owens was pretty much made official as well. So yeah, that's a lot of matches, man. That's a lot of matches we've got booked. The only person I'm kind of slightly concerned about is Aleister Black. Still hoping they find something for him to do at WrestleMania. But right now, with WrestleMania being as close as it is, and him having nobody else to really work with at the moment, I think he's going to be in the Battle Royal. What else does he do? You know? The band Bowling for Soup made a song called Alexa Bliss. Interesting. I had no idea. Don't even know what that band is, but I'll listen to it. Todd Tate, thanks for joining us tonight. Good night to you as well. And I hope you as well have a great day. So yeah, I'm not going to hang out here too long. The last 3 streams I've had, I have stranded a bunch of you in the chat, but I got things to do tonight and things to get finished. So keep an eye on the channel. I have got 3 videos left on my top 10 WrestleManias countdown. You'll see me again this week for the Winged Eagle, and then on the 17th, I've got a This Day in History, and the channel is busy between now and WrestleMania, so I hope you guys stay tuned and do all the follows and the subscribings and all that good stuff. And yeah, it's been 3 days of streaming, man. I was up here for 2 hours on Saturday, up here for 2 hours last night, and now over 3 hours tonight. It's been a whole lot of me on the channel, but it was a lot of fun. Thanks to everybody who participated and the super chats and the comments and the questions and all that. It's always a blast doing this with you guys, and I cannot wait to do it again next Monday in every Raw leading up to WrestleMania. So you guys have an excellent rest of your evening, and I'll catch you real soon. Be good. Peace.